Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you. I am Captain Coder, and I'm so glad we have the whole crew with us on this beautiful Monday morning for me. Good afternoon, good evening. It's so nice to see all you beautiful people here in the chat. Hang on, my camera seems off. Is my camera seem off? Hang on, let's try again. Oh, I forgot. Hang on. Pretend this didn't happen. You didn't see this. I know how to stream.
Stream is starting. The Captain Coder at the helm. Bean water is ready. Today we will learn a lot. He loves the questions, he loves to sing. Join our Discord and follow him.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you. Captain Coder here on this beautiful Monday morning, afternoon, evening, morning for me. I hope you're having a beautiful day out there in the world. Sidian, I'm so sorry. I keep forgetting the new intro. Look, I took too much time off streaming and I don't know how to stream anymore. I'm trying. I'm doing my best. Folks, it's so nice to have all you beautiful people here. Sidian, thank you so much for being first. I'm sorry my bot died. I'm working on... Since I moved, I haven't got my LAN cable set up yet. I haven't got my network set up yet, so I'm running on Wi-Fi. And sometimes I need to reset the router every now and then for some reason. The internet was dragging this morning, and so I reset it, and that apparently messed up the bot connection. NKCSS, thank you so much for being here. Yeah, I know. I was worried I was gonna have to run cables and stuff too soon. It's crazy. So there's this house. I love this house. There are things I love about this house. There's very little to complain about with the new house, my new setup. It's me. Welcome back. There are Ethernet ports in all of the rooms, but for some reason, the people who built this house put in Cat 5 cables. Not Cat 5e, Cat 5, so they're way too slow. They like 10 megabits per second is like the cap speed, so I'm gonna have to get into the attic and rerun. I ordered a bunch of Cat 7 cables. I ordered a bunch of Cat 7 cables to run through the house. Cat 8, I think I ordered Cat 8 cables actually to redo it, but it's gonna take time, so I don't know. So I'm really glad. No, we're talking about the run is pretty far. It's like over 100 feet. No, we're not Cat 5e. This is Cat 5. Cat 5. Like old Cat 5. Some of them are Cat 5 and some of them are Cat 5e, but the one that comes into my office is a Cat 5 cable from like the 90s. Cat 5, the top speed, it's so slow. I can't get more than 10 megabytes. It's not a Cat 5e. It's a Cat 5, Category 5 cable, which is like crazy to me. Why are there so many cats in your office? I know, I'm overwhelmed here. All the pretty kitties here. Yeah, so I was like, what the heck's going on with this? And so I was looking through the cables, half of them are Cat 5e, so they're fine, and half of them are like Cat 5. So whoever was setting it up just didn't know the difference and really botched that. They're like, oh yeah, Cat 5, that's what we need in here. We're gonna put these in here. And so they just had a big box of them or something. But so nice to have y'all here. G, welcome back to the stream. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out with us on this beautiful day. I hope you're doing well, my friend. And Smab, welcome back. Smab's still killing it on our leaderboard. Folks, if you guys don't know, what are we doing today? I forgot to update the what text to day 4. Oh. Hang on, folks. Let me go fix that real quick. Look, I'm getting back into the groove of streaming. Need job Coder, welcome back. It's nice to see you. I missed you too. Let's go to our WAT text. I forgot to update this to day 4. We're doing day 4. What's the name of this one? Scratchcards. But Nick, I'm glad. Thank you for the correction on the name. I will try to remember Nick here. But nice to have you here. Where have you been? I've been moving. I moved, so I took the month of November off streaming. I've been moving into a new house. We actually didn't move. We put a deadline on ourselves to actually move. We were in a place that we were really unhappy. There, thank you for the watt, G. Thank you for the what. So I took November off to reduce the stress there of that. Also, I had some nasty people on the internet harassing me. Believe it or not, the people on the internet are pretty mean, and I don't have a thick enough skin, and so I had to like get off streaming for a little bit just because I was getting harassed by. There were 2 people harassing me online. And I just couldn't handle it. That's the second reason. First reason was legitimately we put a deadline on ourselves to move by the end of December. We found a place in middle of November, and then we moved on November like 22nd or something. So yeah, we just moved. We're just getting settled in, but I'm so glad to be back for the advent of code. So there's I don't want to be too crazy about it, but I need thicker skin. But I'm gonna work on it. I'm working on it. And Alexito the Burrito, welcome back to the stream. Alexito the Burrito over on YouTube. Thank you for popping in, my friend. Who? Yeah, I'm not gonna say who. It was some people who watch me on stream and on YouTube. It's crazy. People, look. Captain Coder loves that you guys come and hang out, but Captain Coder is not as much as I'm not your in real life friend. Let's say that. I know that, I'm very friendly online and I love you guys and I love the community that we have here. But please understand that I'm just an internet person. We are not best friends. And anything I say and do on this stream is not directed at you for any reason. If I miss your message in chat, please don't get upset with me. Please don't send me threats. Please don't tell me how much. It's wild. It's wild the things people project. We are best friends, Maxwell. I know. I'm sorry. Ato, welcome back to the stream. Ben Develop 64, I'm so glad you're here with us. Coding Chemist, I love you. Welcome back to the stream. Look, I'm here to have fun with you guys. I'm here to hang out with you guys. I'm here to code. I'm here to promote coding because I want all of you to learn how to code, learn more about coding, get better at coding, just have a good time, general good vibes. Try not to bring me down. But yeah. So there was a handful of things going on there. And so it's just tough for me to get by. Brubin, oh Brubin, thank you for following me. Oh yeah, we've got Brubin. It's Brubin. Welcome to the family. You followed me, and I'd like to say welcome aboard, and I hope you stay. Oh Brubin, welcome to the family. Nick, have you met Nick CSS? His name's harder to sing, but I would like to say welcome to the stream. Nick CSS, thank you so much for the follow, my friend. Ruben, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Welcome to Captain Coders Academy. I hope you're having a beautiful day. Will you do open source contributions ever? Depends on what you mean by open source contributions. All of the stuff I do, what I'll say is all the stuff I do on Stream Need Job Coder is as open source as I can possibly make it. That said, I haven't done any true open source contributions in the sense that I'm contributing to an existing open source project yet. I've done that in the past. I've contributed to the kernel, Linux kernel a little bit. By doing some graphics drivers that I was missing. So I wrote some graphics drivers. Linux kernel is not quite the right word. I wrote some graphics drivers that I contributed as an open source availability thing. This was a long time ago. This was went back when I was in university. I have done some contributions in that regard. I maintain or used to maintain the Elm. Let's see, GitHub, Jcollard, Elm mode for Emacs I created, and I used to be the main maintainer, but it's sort of fallen off. I don't do Elm all that much anymore, but this is like a completely open source thing that I started because I loved programming in Elm. So just a little bit contributions to open source is a little bit like a vague. Pretty much everything I do, I try and make it as open source as possible. Let's say that. NKCSS stands for Nick Custer Custom Software Solutions. Nice. Java Source X, thank you for the raid, Java Source. He's a professor and he has arcade machines. Java Source X, how's it going, my friend? Thank you for the raid. How the heck have you been? What were you doing on your stream? How are things going? Folks, we got to figure out what are we doing today. What are we doing today? Maxwell says, I am learning, trying to get an apprenticeship. Ooh, awesome. I hope you're able to get one, my friend. Thank you for popping in. Keep us informed on your progress, Max. So if you haven't joined the Discord, I always love to have you guys on the Discord. Feel free to join the Discord, share what you're doing, ask questions, ask for help. Corfless, it's good to see you, my friend. Folks, do you guys know Corfless? Corfless, one of my most trusted allies, human who does gaming and programming, sometimes on stream, sometimes not. Currently finishing his degree in computer science while being a psychology enthusiast. He works as a part-time coding teacher for elementary kids. We love ourselves some Corfless. Corfless, welcome back. I'm glad you're with us, my friend. And Dragon Spirit Games, good morning, my friend. Good morning, nice to see you. All right, folks, if I missed something in chat, I didn't do it. I didn't miss you all. I didn't ignore. I'm not trying to ignore anyone in particular for any reason whatsoever. So please, I hope that's okay. Unity Coder, I think I missed saying hello to you, but welcome back to the stream, my friend. It's nice to see you. All right, folks, we're doing day 4 advent of code. I do have limited time today, so I'm going to try and hop in. I might not be reading as much chat as I have in the past. Probably will, because I just can't help myself but read it. But we're doing day 4 today. Let me pin this message up at the top there. Day 4, here we go. The gondola this is day 4 scratch cards. The gondola takes you up. Strangely, though, the ground doesn't seem to be coming with you. You're not climbing a mountain. As the circle of Snow Island recedes below you, an entire new landmass suddenly appears above you. The gondola carries you to the surface of the new island and lurches into the station. As you exit the gondola, the first thing you notice is that the air here is much warmer than it was on Snow Island. It's also quite humid. Is this where the water source is? The next thing you notice is an elf sitting on the floor across the station in what seems to be a pile of colorful square cards. Oh, hello, the elf excitedly runs over to you. How may I be of service? You ask about water sources. I'm not sure. I just operate the gondola lift. That does sound like something we'd have, though. This is Island after all. I bet the gardener would know. He's on a different island, though. The small kind surrounded by water, not the floating kind. We really need to come up with a better naming scheme. Tell you what. If you can help me with something quick, I'll let you borrow my boat and you can go visit the gardener. I got all these scratch cards as gifts, but I can't figure out what I've won. The elf leads you over to the pile of colorful cards. There you discover dozens of scratch cards, all with their opaque covering already scratched off. Picking one up, it looks like each card has 2 lists of numbers separated by a vertical bar. A list of winning numbers and then a list of numbers you have. So we have winning numbers on the left. These are the numbers we have on the right. Okay. As far as the elf has been able to figure out, you have to figure out which of those numbers you have in the list of winning numbers. Yes, yay, free lottery tickets. Umar Paracha 322 and Tom's, welcome back to the chat. Nice to see you both. If you have any questions about C#, do not hesitate to ask. Join the Discord as well. We're happy to help you out there. Lots of great C# programmers in this community. As far as the elf has been able to figure out, you have to figure out, we already read that one. Winning numbers, hang on, no. Which of the numbers you have appeared in the list of winning numbers. The first match makes the card worth 1 point, and each match after the first doubles the point value of the card. All right, so we want to figure out which numbers on this side appear on this side. So 48, for example, appears over there. 83, 86, and 17. Hang on. This window's weird. All right, there we go. Let me catch up on chat real quick. Okay, I didn't miss too much. I think most people did a split on, yeah, I think I'm just gonna do a split here and pull the numbers out. It doesn't look too hard to parse. In the above example, card 1 has 5 winning numbers, 41, 48, 83, 86, and 17, and 8 numbers you have. Of the numbers you have, 4 of them are winning numbers. That means card 1 is worth 8 points. It's 2, essentially 2 to the 4th power. 2 to the 3rd power. 2 to the 3rd power minus 1. Yeah, because we start at 1 and then we double it. So it's 2 to the 3rd power here, which would be 8. 1 for the first match, then doubled 3 times for each one. So 2 to the 3rd. It gets doubled 3 times. Okay. So in this example, L has 13 points. What is the total number? Okay, we're going to hop in. Knee job coder, I'm not against it. I just would have to find a project that is useful for me. That's a good question, knee job coder. I have in the past a little bit. I would need to find a project that is really, dear to my heart and helps. So all the stuff I do tends to be towards the purpose of my school, doing stuff for school. I'm a teacher, so anyone doesn't know, I'm a computer science teacher. I teach computer science and program for ages 10 to 14. And so usually I'm working on some of my projects there. I'm not against the idea. I just haven't. So another example is I've contributed to the Elm compiler. The Elm compiler itself is something that I've worked on, and it's written in Haskell and stuff like that. So the answer is I just haven't done it on stream, and I'm not against the idea. I'm not against the idea at all. Nick says, I learned CSS, I learned that Rust has a split. Sorry, my chat won't pause for me. I learned that Rust has a split by ASCII whitespace. Ooh, which is interesting. I just wrote something functionally similar in C#, which comes in handy here. Nice. Fine, read the input, see how it looks. Some other problems depend on what its shape. Paracha. Paracha. I'd like to welcome you today. We got Paracha. Thank you for following me. And we also got Lewis develops. Lewis. Oh, Lewis. I'd like to welcome you to the stream. Oh yeah, we've got Lewis develops. Lewis develops. Thank you for following. Lewis develops. Sorry, I missed that. Thank you so much for the follow, my friend. Knee Job Cutter also asked, do you know Docker? Yes, I use Docker all the time. I think it's one of the most important and most useful tools for developers to learn that's not a programming concept. It's an architecture concept. There's a lot of stuff for architecture. Absolutely. But yeah, I love these things. All right, so we're gonna pull in, let's get our sample input here. Boop. Let's make a sample input for us here. We're gonna parse this in. Let's split it up. Sample input. We're gonna try really hard not to edit this file today. We ran into some trouble yesterday where we were editing the sample input unintentionally and got ourselves all in a bad spot. But yeah, knee job coder. Have you ever taught Docker on stream? I think I've done a little bit of Docker stuff on stream. Knee job coder. If you want to know more about Docker, I would love for you over on the Discord. Come down to recommended. Where's recommended? Where's recommended? I think it's live stream. Recommendations. Make a recommendation here, and because I think Docker is there's levels of Docker. In fact, one of the people don't know this. People don't always know this, but over on Ko-fi, I do teach lessons. You can sign up for lessons. One of the groups I'm working with right now actually wanted to. I'm writing a class for them on Docker. So over in the shop, you can actually buy these 8-week coding classes where it's custom for you. You say what you want to learn about. In fact, I'm doing a class right now on Docker and AWS. So building containers and deploying a web service to AWS using Docker containers and Kubernetes. So Docker, Kate, and deploying there. So I'm doing we're on week 6 right now. With them. This is another reason I haven't been streaming, because I've been so busy with some of these lessons that I've sold. It's a lot of work. Okay, here we go. I have a video plus automating. No. So Nix, what I was saying is I actually was editing this file. So yesterday I was actually editing it. I am based in the US. I'm in the southwestern part of the USA. Okay, here we go. Let's read our input in here. We're gonna string lines is gonna be equal to file.readAllLines args0. So we're gonna pull this in here. And we gotta parse it out. I'm gonna have a class here. I think we're gonna have a list of winning numbers and a list of actual numbers. So the data type I want to produce here is gonna be a public, record card. And a card has two things. It has a hash. I'm gonna call this a hash set here. Hash set's gonna be important for me because it's gonna allow me to do a difference. I'm gonna use, basically we are looking for the difference of these two things. We wanna say, not difference. We're looking for where they intersect. We're looking for the intersection of this set. If you think of it as a set, an intersection is where they overlap. It's where they overlap. So we're looking for the intersection of the numbers on the left side and right side. So I'm gonna treat these as a set. Do a set of integer winning numbers, and then a hash set of numbers that we have. Our numbers. I don't know. I'm bad at this. Winning numbers and our numbers. Maybe have and winning. So these are the ones we have. These are the ones that are winning. We're looking for the intersection of these two things. And so I'm going to write a parser that will, given a single line, parse this in here. And so I'm actually going to I'm going to do a silly thing where I split on this colon, and then I split on the bar, and then I'm going to just split on a space. I know, it's all a bunch of splitting. I should probably do as a regular expression here, but I'm gonna be a little bit, in my mind, a little bit lazy because I'm not a regular expression master. But we're gonna do a public static card parse here. Do a parse here. It's gonna be a string line coaxed. Welcome back to the stream. Nice to see you in Lance. I'm glad you're here. Is regex slower than splitting? Usually it depends on what the regular expression is doing. Splitting is going to be slower because it's going to scan the whole string. If you're doing something nice with the regular expression, it can like stop early. What about bean tea? Ooh, bean tea does not. Just the thought. I don't know exactly what bean tea would be. So knee job coder is bean tea. So folks, if you guys don't know bean water. Bean water is when you take hot water and you pass it through ground beans. Bean tea, I think, would be you let beans just boil in water. I think that's what you do, because that's sort of what you do with tea leaves, right? Hang on, is coffee just tea except with beans? Now, I'm not sure. Okay, but here are input here. Let's get a sample line here. The important parts that I want to split on. I don't care in this regard. I don't think I care about, hang on, let's double check. Yeah, I don't actually care about the card number. So I'm just gonna split here and then throw away. I guess if I really wanted to keep track of it, I could do an int ID. I don't think I care about it. I honestly don't think I care about this ID right now. We're gonna parse here, we're just gonna discard the left side. Okay, we're gonna do our line.split on the colon. I could do it as a character here, I believe. And then we're gonna do split options trim entries. All right, so this is gonna give us two arrays, string array parts. And I only care about the right part. So we're gonna do string numbers. I only care about the right part, so I'm gonna actually just put this one here, index the right side. I'm gonna say string numbers here. So now this will be everything on the right side. Everything on the right side. Is there not another name for this? Bean water? Bean water is the only name there is. Dark fuel. Some people call it dark fuel. I'm not great with regex, so I'm forcing myself to the. Yeah, coding chemist. That's what I was doing a few days ago. I'm not great with them, but I'm in a time crunch today, so I'm trying. I might come back and redo it. All right. So next I have this chunk here, and I want to separate these. So I want to split left and right here. So I'm going to do another split. split. Oh, I already got that in there. And we're gonna do a string options. Oops. String options. String options. String split object trim entries here. And now we're gonna hit the left and right side. So this is gonna be string array parts. And then I'm gonna do string winning is equal to parts of 0. And string have is equal to parts of 1. Okay. So now the left side here is our winning numbers. So this is the winning numbers. And the right side are these. So now I need to go through and split this one more time. I'm just gonna write it. I'm gonna write one more function that's gonna just take the numbers and give us back a hash set of these. And I'm gonna do number, like essentially numbers, where it's gonna split on the space and it's gonna give us back a hash set with just all the numbers in it. Lance says, so Campy, I got dictionaries working to define a set of parent and sub skills on a character sheet. Very cool. I can update those and I create appropriate named skills, define their rating, and we can call them up and poke those values when needed. Very nice. Very nice. So it's like a JSON-esque object with key values, but the keys can go to like different data types on the inside. Is that what you're saying? Enjoy your lunch, G. Enjoy your lunch. Drinking, eating noodle soup. Ooh. Soup sounds good. Soup sounds good. I should make it. Oh, dang. I meant to soak some beans overnight. I'm going to have to, right after stream, I'm going to have to put the beans, do a quick soak on them. I meant to soak beans overnight. That's okay. That's okay. If I missed something in chat, I'm so sorry if I missed it. I'm moving fast today. All right. So now I'm going to do, I'm going to return a new card, and I'm going to write a function here, parse numbers. So a lot of times when I program, I say, wouldn't it be cool if I had this function here that did this thing? And then if I don't have it, if I have it, awesome. If I don't have it, I'll go ahead and write it. So parse numbers is the thing that's going to take this and turn it into our hash set, the data type we need. So I'm going to go ahead and add that in here. Private static hash set int. It's going to take parse numbers, string nums, like this. All right, so we have our numbers coming in. And now I'm just going to split them up here. I'm just going to split them all up. This one should be relatively easy. Again, I'm just going to do a split. So it's going to be nums dot split on, and I could do white space here. I know it's going to be a single space though. Greg and Jumper Lol, thank you so much for the follow. Greg. I would like to thank Greg for following me today. Greg, thank you for being here. And then I'd also like to say Jumper Lol. Welcome to the stream, my friend. Jumper Lol. Thank you for following me. Let's go ahead and get this in here. Thank you so much for pointing that out, Maxwell. I probably don't need it, but it's best to put it in there. Let's give you some points for that. Points. Add Maxwell, 50 points. Thank you so much for the reminder. Wax says, I have thought about stopping the deobfuscation, just trying to make my app in Rust without trying to copy the code, which means it may get difficult. Ugh. Good luck, my friend. For the 6, oh, there is an extra space. I wonder, did I add that space on accident? Oh, you're right. Thank you. This is where if I just did, does this do white space? If I just done white space, oh, we want to remove blanks. Really? Splits. Can I do split on white space here? C#. Really what I should do is split on white space. C# split on white space. That's what I should do. And it's this thing I always forget here. This, yeah, for some reason I don't quite understand this. The white space is assumed to be splitting character. If there's double white space, does that work? Interesting. Now I'm curious. I'm not sure. Yeah. Let's go ahead and do this. For some reason, this makes it split on white space. I don't quite remember what it is. But we can also do string.split remove empty entries just to save ourselves some pain here. So this is going to remove all of the empty entries as well, which is good. String remove empty entries. There we go. There we go. Yeah. So we're going to split on white space, and then we say ignore the blanks here. This is going to give us back. All right, so we split this, and then I need to convert them to integers, and the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to do select int.parse like this. Okay, so we're going to split it on this space, and then we're going to turn them into integers, and then I'm going to do toHashSet like this, and I'm just going to return this whole thing. So check it out. This splits it on the blank, converts them to integers, and then turns it into a hash set for us. So that's really what I want. It's basically one line, so I can switch to this style. It's a long line, so I'm not sure if I like it better or not, like this. So C# lets us do this body expression definition and like just evaluate to this thing. I'd be curious, Matt, what do you think about this one? Should I use, I personally, or anyone really, I personally prefer this. Just because I'm doing the link on multiple lines, but I'd be curious what you think the best practice here would be. Technically it's one line. And so the body arrow expression, the body expression definition here is completely fine to do. I'm not sure which one I like better. I could even put that directly up here on these. It doesn't actually matter. Do you know sock programming? Yeah, Need Job Coder. Back when we did the Battleship game, we wrote a little socket server on stream. That was back over the summer, I think, back in May or June. If you can read everything, if it's several lines, I tend to use the brackets rather than that. Yeah, okay. That's sort of how I felt. Okay, I'm gonna go back to this. I think this is a little bit more clear to me because it's not just like a direct translation. Okay, so this should hopefully, semicolon. This should hopefully get us our cards. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna do aligns.select. Let's change this actually to be cards, var cards dot select, and have this parse card dot parse. Each line here should be parsed into a card. Let's do a console dot write line. Oh, the hash sets aren't gonna print nicely. For each, all right. I'm gonna do can I override toString here still? Okay, cool. I'm gonna have to do an override on our toString here, just so we can see what's inside real quick. Nix, so sorry, since you're new to the stream, let's get you permission. Permit. There we go. You should be able to post that now. I thought you were trying to post a link. You have to be here for like an hour or two. I can't remember exactly what it is, but you have to be here for a little bit. It's because there was a dot in it. Twitch doesn't know. Fazon Nexus. Fazon Nexus. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Fazon Nexus. Welcome to the stream. I'd like to welcome you today. Thank you for the follow, Fazon. If I'm pronouncing it incorrectly, feel free to correct me. Hi, my Kong. Hello. I don't know what that means. Hi, my Kong. I feel like there might be something you're trying to get me to say and I don't quite get it there. Proton, welcome to the stream. For some reason, I'm not hearing the sound effects. I must have not connected my headphones when OBS was started, so I don't hear the sound effects, but I see the doy there. Proton, welcome back to the stream. Thank you so much for the doy. Proton, welcome to the stream. If you guys don't know Proton, incredible streamer, Commodore 64. It's a trick. I know, I think it might be a trick there. Little Rick, thank you for being here, my friend. We got Little Rick and Orba. Little Rick, thank you for following. B Rick, Little Rick, Little Rick, thank you, my friend. Thank you for the following. Orba. Orba, welcome to the stream. Orba, thank you so much for the follow. Things are going crazy. And Mooniz, I'm so happy you're here with us, my friend. How the heck have you been, Mooniz? I hope things are winding down nicely for you. Greetings from the United States. Greeting from the United States, little Rick. Happy to be here. If I'm pronouncing any of your names wrong, feel free to correct me. I like to get those names right. I like you guys to feel welcome here. All right, so for this, I really just want these hash sets. So I'm going to do return card colon. I guess if I had an ID here, I could, but the card here, we're going to do our string.join line. Sorry, this should be winning. String.join, comma, winning. And then, so these are our winning. Like that. Card, colon, dash, I don't know. Have, and then string.join. Let's just do a quick eyeball check on this one here. Have. Join me. There we go. Yanking Glyph. I'm pronouncing your name Mooniz wrong. You've been saying Mooniz, but it's Mooniz. I don't know if I can say it that way every time I try. Yanking Glyph. Thank you for the follow on this day now, Yanking Glyph. I appreciate you. Thank you for following. I hope you're having a beautiful day. Thank you for following on this beautiful day. All right, so I just want to verify. Did I hear yanking? We're gonna do a string.join here on our card. Just put them on a new lines here. Cards should hopefully display these. All right, let's do a .NET run sample input. Just verify a little bit. Christmas song Russian version, please. What is Christmas song? Is that the chestnuts roasting on an open fire? Jack Frost nipping at your noozle. 41, 48, 83, 86, 17, 83, 86, 6, 31, 17. Okay, so it looks like we're parsing these in fine. All right, so now all I think we got to do for part one, we just find the difference of these. I'm having a beautiful day, Yanking Glyph. I hope you're having a beautiful day. I hope you're having a beautiful day, my friend. Thank you so much for the follow. I'm glad you're here. All right, we're gonna do a part one. Part one, let's get rid of this here. For part one, we want to take basically just go through every card int sum. Is that right? Let me double check here. For every sum, we're not summing them up. We're finding the total number of cards in each line and then taking it to the power of 3. Okay. So we do have a sum that starts at 0, but we want to say for each card in cards. We go through every card and we need to find the difference. All right, so card.winning.intersect with card.have. All right, so this will give us back, and then we want to do a count on this. Okay, so this is int matches. So this is the number of matches we have. Okay. And then we need to do it to the power of 2. Is a set basically a list with extra functionality? It's actually a less functionality than a list in many ways. A set, you can think of it as, it contains unique. It's a mathematical concept of uniques. So a set can't have duplicates. A set can't have duplicates and typically has the property of knowing what's in it very, very quickly. So a list could have 1, 1, 2, 5, 7, 7, 8. So there's duplicates in this. If you say, what is the set of these numbers? A set is just basically unordered 1, 2, 5, 7, 8. A set doesn't have an order, typically. You don't think of it having an order, but it has quick lookup, fast lookup. You say, is there a 5 in this set? And it doesn't have to scan, it just knows. It basically has usually either a binary search tree inside or a hash lookup. So a set is fast. So when we do an intersection, you think of Venn diagram. You think of a Venn diagram. I wish I had my doc cam set up. I don't have my doc cam set up. But you can think of the intersection saying, I have two sets, where do they overlap? So we get the number of matches here. And we're gonna say, if matches is 0, continue. We do nothing with this. Otherwise, we need to take 2 to the power of the matches minus 1. JD, welcome back to the stream. Folks, you guys know JD does dev.
If you want to,
JD does lots of things. JD
like
does
you're talking with
impersonation.
Captain,
Check out this
Let
one.
me see if I could do my captain impression. I am not the captain, but my eyebrows also move in a way like the captain.
JD, thank you so much for the impression. Folks, you guys don't know JD does dev. Who's that JD? Who's that JD fella? That JD fella there, he does sax. JD does sax. JD does dev. JD does all the good stuff. JD, go check out JD. JD, how have you been? What have you been up to? My friend, all right, so if there's no match, we're gonna do nothing. Otherwise, we want to do two, so otherwise, it can be 2 to the power, so I don't think you can do this, to the power of matches minus 1. So we want to double that number over. So we start at 1 and we double it, 2, 3, 4. So each time, if we have one match, all right, so when you sum plus equals, here's something that you may not know, 1 to the power of matches here. So this would be 2, folks, we're gonna do some bit twiddling here. This right here is our bit twiddling. So this lets us double things because we're doing powers of 2. All right. So in binary, this here is the number 1. So we're gonna say 0b binary. This is the number 1. This little symbol here says move all the bits over 1 position. So we end up with 0b like this, which just so happens to be 2. 0b, if we shift it over 1 more, this just so happens to be 4. So this is actually a way to say quickly double this number this many times. So it's gonna be 2 to the power of matches. This is why I put this little case in here. So 2 to the power of matches, we're gonna add that into our sum. And at the end, we do a console.writeLine, part 1, sum. All right, we're gonna test it out here. JD does day job. Yeah, Gorley, how the heck have you been too, my friend? It's nice to see you here. All right, folks. We gotta call part 1 here. Part 1. Test it, .NET. .NET run. Let's chest it. Folks. Let's see how we do. Uh-oh. Index was out of bounds of the array line 6. Probably, What? Oh, I didn't give it an argument. Sample input, there we go. I went with the bit twiddling origin, but it didn't read as well for me, so I changed it to, yeah, so you like this, oh, I got 13, I got 26. I did something wrong. I got twice as much as I should have. So with math.pow, I'm wondering if matches, oh, minus one. There we go. Matches minus 1 is what we need. There we go, 13. There we go. Let's test it on everyone. Yeah, I do think it doesn't read as well here, but we'd say this is 2 to the power, 2 to the matches minus 1. Yeah, just fun little trick here. Just divide 2 in the end. Yeah, it's true. I could have, maybe that would have worked. I'm not sure. It probably would. I bet I could write a mathematical proof showing why that would work. But yeah, this one here is pretty good. I just did points equal points. Yeah. Ooh, I like that. I think this is it's pretty close to the same thing. I'm not a huge fan of ternaries in most situations. I think that ternary is hard for me personally, Nick. I think that ternary is a little bit hard to read. Or just do sum plus equals 2 to the matches minus 1, 2 to the matches. Can we? I don't think that's an operator. So that's the thing. I don't think this is an operator in C sharp. And if it is, it's a does power, which is a little bit more expensive. Yeah, math.pow. So in Python, I think this is built in as an operator. I'd have to do math.pow. So it should be the equivalent to sum plus equals math.pow of 2 to the power matches minus 1. Is that right? And then this is a double, and then I have to cast it. Yeah, so I don't like that. Maybe there's an integer version. Yeah, I think it's XOR in this, yeah, because it's a bit operator. Okay, let's get my input. Haven't got my input yet. Get puzzle inputs. And then let's see how different the next puzzle is. Input.txt. Well, let's see if we gotta see if we pass. Input here. You put one input in and you get an input out and you get yourself a golden star. All right, we got ourselves a gold star, folks. Part 2. Okay. Just as you're about to report your findings to the elf, one of you realizes that the rules have actually been printed on the back of every card this whole time. There's no such thing as points. Instead, scratch cards only cause you to win more scratch cards equal to the number of winning numbers you have. Okay. What? There are no such thing as points. Instead, scratch cards cause you to win more scratch cards equal to the number of winning numbers you have. All right, let's keep reading and see if we can understand what's going on here. Specifically, you win copies of the scratch card below the winning card equal to the number of matches. So if card 10 were to have 5 matching numbers, you would win 1 copy of each of the cards, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so for however many we have matching, we win 1 of each card below. So I think that's what it's saying. So if I have 10, 5, so if I was 1 and I had 4, so in the example, we had 1, has 4 matching, so we get a 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, interesting. We're going to have to track that somehow. The thing about how to do that. Probably just an array of ints will do it for us. Copies of scratch cards are scored like normal scratch cards and have the same card number as the card they copied. Copies of scratch cards. So if you win a copy of card 10 and it has 5 matching numbers, it would then win a copy of the same card that the original. Okay, and then we need to keep track of how many copies of each card we have. So when we evaluate it, we like have a multiplier on all the ones below. This process repeats until none of the copies cause you to win any more cards. Cards will never make a card past the end of the table. Okay, card 1 has 4 matching numbers, so you win 1 copy of each of the next 4 cards. Okay, so now we have 2 copies of card 2. Card 2 has 2 matching numbers, so you win 1 copy of each card. It has 2 matching numbers, so you win 1 copy of each card 3 and 4. Hang on. The original. Okay, the copy of card 2 also wins, so we get 2. So we're going to have 3 3s and 3 4s. Okay, 4 instances of card 3. Yep. We have 4 instances of card 3 because we had 1 originally. Okay, so this is a little tricky. I got to remember there's a multiplier I have to keep in mind when we're adding these things up. All right, and so it's building it up. What is the question? Once all of the originals and copies have been processed, you end up with 1 instance of card 1, 2 instances of card 2, 4 instances of 4, 8 of 4, 14 of 5, and 1 instance of card 6. In total, this example pile of scratch cards caused you to only have 30 scratch cards. Process all of the original and copied scratch cards until you have no more scratch cards. Until no more scratch cards are won, including the original set of scratch cards. How many total scratch cards do you end up with? Okay, so we need to keep a tally of how many of each of the cards we have. This is interesting. I like this one. Eternal Divine Fox, welcome back to the stream. I'm doing absolutely fabulous, my friend. Thank you so much for asking. I hope you are having a beautiful day. I hope you are doing well, my friend. We are doing the Advent of Code Day 4 here. We're on part 2. In Java, I used to praise turning off, but now I find it disgusting. Coax. For me, it is, if it's very, very simple and clear, I try not to have an operation on the other, on one side or the other. Could have started at 1 and then always deck minus 1 greater than 1 and the end, but I feel that would be more confusing than an inline if. Yeah, I think, okay. Okay, so part 2, I don't know if I have to do anything different for my parsing. Let's start part 2, void part 2. So I just get all the cards in. I need to keep track of the number of cards I have. I'm gonna change this to array here. To array. It's gonna be a card array. And I need to know how many of each card I have. And each card starts off, I have one of each, I know I have one of each card to start out. So I can say that, let's do an int card count is going to be equal to, these all start at int of cards.length. So I'm going to have cards.length. Can I initialize, is there an array dot create instance? Creates a one-dimensional array specified. I want like default. Does anyone know if there's a way to initialize an array to have a specified number? Int values, yeah, so I'm wondering if there's a simple way to set it to 1. So if you make it with the length, int values default to 0. Yeah, so it's 0 indexed for sure here. So we're 0 indexed. That's okay. Just quick watch it. Yeah. So I could do +1 and then I can ignore the last one there. Basically, at the end of the day, I want do a thing. At the end of the day, I want to essentially be able to just do console.writeLine part 2 of card count.sum. I want to just loop through all of these, get the sum of them all together. So this is at the end of the thing. Do a think. I do need to do a think. So I have my card count here. At the end of the day, I just get this. I just sum them all up to know how many total cards I have. We need to have 1 for each one. And so for int ix equals 0, ix is less than cards.length, ix plus 1, plus. So I'm gonna, for every card, I need to do a process here. So I'm keeping track of the index here so I can come in here. So essentially I'm gonna do card count of ix plus. We have 1 of this card, so we increase it by 1. We have 1 of the card we're looking at, so we increase it by 1. Then we need to find how many matches we have. We need to find how many matches we have. So it's this part here. We're gonna pull card out. So card is equal to cards of ix. So we pull it out here. Travel the world. I'd like to say thank you for all you do. Thank you for your support. Travel the world. Thank you for supporting me. Travel the world. I hope you're having a beautiful day, my friends. We're gonna pull this card out. We have the number of matches. And what we need to do is for each card that comes after this one. So now it's sort of like 4 int. This is like the second card index here. If I need to do that, I sometimes use enumerate.repeat. Ooh, that's a good idea. The indexes I care about are above this one. So it's going to be ix prime. Maybe I should go with jx here. I hate the naming of this. This is the index of the next card. Without being flustered overthinking it. Thank you for that, Nix. So this is probably the first puzzle I've done that I haven't tried to overthink it too much. JX here is going to be IX plus 1. All right, so we're going to start at the index after this. So we need to add to all the cards below it. All of the cards below it. So a JX plus plus. We're going to stop. It's like JX is less than to IX plus matches. Is that right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Less than or equal to. Less than or equal to. Or JX and JX is less than cards.length. So we don't want to go off the end either. We don't want to go off the end either. He's the captain. He knows how to be wary with the one eye. The one eye. We do our best. We do our best here. So we want to almost got it, Lord Extant. Lord Extant, welcome back to the stream. Try Doi. DOI. Try Doi. Because I want to do the index that comes after this one. Plus matches, because that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. The ones that come after this one. Thank you for the Doi. Thank you for the Doi. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's not my favorite loop. It's not my favorite loop. It's a pretty straightforward loop. It's a pretty standard for loop. It's a pretty standard for loop. This is my end condition here. I'm getting the index I want out. And let's do int multiplier. Multiplier is equal to card count ix. So this is the what we're gonna multiply for. And then our card count at JX is going to be equal to matches times multiplier. Because if we have 4 copies of a card, we need to add that many more here. All right, so I think card count matches times multiplier is what we want. Could have done just a simple loop till matches and do the relative values inside the loop. Since I'm a risk guy now, this looks like absolute caveman syntax. It's pretty rough. Coax, I would agree. This is not the functional way. This is I would say this is very straightforward, like from the block. I think you made a mistake here. Okay, let me think here. Matches, this is the number we need to increase by. And then our multiplier here is the number of cards that we have of card 1. We could print out some the multipliers that we go. I kind of think this is okay because we increased our card by 1. When we get to the card we're at, we say, okay, well we have 1 more of these. I can just check it against the test data. Yeah, let's run it on against our sample input real quick. Let's test this real quick. 147. 30. So I've done something wrong. I've definitely done something wrong here. So that's interesting. I'm gonna have to take a look. So I've definitely done something wrong. Could you show where you converted them to inch? Yes. So down here, select parse. Give me a second to work it out, Nick. Give me just a second to work it out. So I basically split these all up. No, you're welcome. You're welcome. So I split. Do the card parsing here. I pull out the right side. I break the numbers into 2. I break on the splits and I select them here. So relatively straightforward parsing today for me. I think it's relatively. Let me think about this. So I'm just gonna put in some. Maybe I could just use the debugger. Debugger might be the way to go just to look at what I have so far. Let's use the debugger. Let's see if the debugger is going to work for us. We're pretty close. I have a little bug here somewhere. Let me try. I think it might be this. That might be the simplest thing. My brain, I might have just gotten ahead of myself there. Nope, not that. All right, I'm going to use the debugger here. Redston! Ahoy! Ahoy! How's it going, buddy? All right. Let us... Where's the debug button? Run and debug here. Let's just check it out. C#? That's interesting. Here we go. All right, let's see if we can... Exception occurred. Index utterance. Oh, I gotta give it an input here. All right. Let's string file name equals args0. Like this, and then I'll just do file name equals sample input.txt. Let's try again. Restart. Let's see here. Oh, come on. Come on. All right. I thought I'd be clever there for a second, but not clever enough. Okay. Ugh. Guys, I'm a failure. I'm glad I'm not doing these on punch cards and only have a I'm glad it doesn't have punch cards. Why are you giving me this problem? File not found. It's because it's like running in debug mode or something. Okay, we're not going to use the debugger. Let's do some dumb print line debugging. Oh, that's really annoying that the debugger isn't working for me here. I really want to just debug here. All right. String array. Just add an override for args. It didn't work. It didn't work. It can't find the file in debug mode because it's running in like a different directory. You need to add you need to add a debug parameter. I don't know what that means. Can I add, what is a debug parameter? I don't know if I've done that. System diagnostic debugger attached could just point to the full path. Oh, that's a good idea. PWD. I think this is going to give me an issue on Windows, but we'll find out. Slash simple sample input.txt. Will that do it? Just kick it till it works. Just make it work. Yeah. Come on. No, it doesn't like it. Directory not found. Why don't it really? Now it's saying that it has the full path there. Directory not found. That's still, or just copy the file to the debug directory. Hang on. Here's what I'm gonna do. String array get input. It uses launch.js like BS. So I'm pretty bad at these things. I'm just gonna do this. Hang on. We're gonna be super lazy here. Maybe this isn't lazy. Maybe this is being stubborn. This is more being stubborn. Return file.read all lines file name. This is me refusing to learn anything. Read all lines. All right. So now we can do get input. All right. All right, this is just me being stubborn. And now I can change my input to return a string array. This is me being stubborn. Dot split on new line. All right. Split options dot remove empty and string options trim entries. All right. This is me being stubborn. Why don't you like this? What have I done incorrectly here? Dot to array. Line does not start with the same white space as the closing. Oh, okay, gotcha. There we go. Okay. All right. I really probably should have just done something different. Daniel, welcome back to the stream. Happy to have you here. Dark Adias. Thank you for following me today. Happy to have you here, Dark Adias. So the subset of mine would look like this. I have done this before. Where I set the working directory. I have done that before. Why does it think I'm in Rust? Rust analyzer's running. That's weird. All right. If I do the debug now. Hey, we made it. We made it. The cards look okay. All right. We made it. Okay, here's our debugger. This was dumb. Now when I need to debug with the full input, I'm not going to be able to. So I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, there's I think it's the correct cards here. Let's take a look. Let's take a look here. Card count. Card count. Zeros on all of them. Zeros on all of them. You have to sign up to the website. Sorry, I'm missing. I recognize those. I missed something in the stream. You have to sign up for the website, but it's free. It goes through different things and pretty detailed. Struggling with CSS. Gotcha, Daniel. Some great resources out there for learning web development. All right, let's see what the first one becomes. We increase it by 1. All right, so card is increased by 1. We should have 4 matches. We have 4 matches. Our multiplier is 1. Oh. This should just be plus multiplier, right? I don't need to multiply the matches. This should just be plus multiplier. Silly me. See, this is the debugger was super useful. If I did a bunch of print line debugging, that probably wouldn't have been super helpful. That's funny. All right, let's try it now. Let's swap this. Let's comment this out. My madness here. My madness here. All right, let's try it on .NET Run on sample input. 30. Okay, this looks correct. Let's run on our full input and see how we do. Did we? Boom! 2 gold stars. Samosaj. So Samos, is it Samos AJS? Samosages? Thank you for the stars. All right, folks, we done did it. Samosa JS. Oh, I bet it's Samosa JS. Samosa, thank you for being here on this beautiful Monday. Samosa, I'd like to thank you greatly. Thank you for following and welcome to the crew. Thank you for following. I appreciate you muchly. Thank you for the follow. Let's go to Smab. Let's check out your solution. So Smab sent us a link to his solution. Let's get this committed first, actually. Nick, let's check out your solution as well. Let's take that. Nice. This one. All right. I like this one here. That was fun. These are so fun. Get add. Get status. Get commit dash m. Chore. Complete. Day 4. Part 1 and 2. Definitely could do some refactoring in here, but I do like this. Felt more like a day 1 today. Yes, ma'am. This one's really straightforward. To me, the parsing's not too bad. The puzzle's pretty easy. The puzzle's not too bad here. This would be one that I feel really good with my students. Feel really confident giving this one to my students here. Nick, thank you for yours. We're gonna take a look at Smabs because I have Smab set his first. Have a beautiful day, Daniel. Thank you for popping in points. Add Smab, 50 points for you for sharing points. Add Nick, 50 points. Thank you so much for the share. I appreciate you. Let's go check out Smabs here. Get Smab, cd advent code, get pull your latest version here, and then let's go into solutions 2023 and day ls cd day. Oh, we just have day 4 code. We'll take a look at day 4 here. There's all my users. Let's have a look here. Put this up. Day 4 Smab. Let's check out Smabs. My solution was to watch the cap. Lord Extant, I'm so sad I missed your stream the other day. I know you were streaming. Thank you for tagging me in that. If you stream again, let me know. Lord Extant, thank you for being here. And folks, if you guys don't know Lord Extant, be sure to give him some love. Shout out Lord Extant. What were you streaming last time? Lord Extant? All right, day 4. Init. Part 1, init. Let's go look at your parse. So I love Smab, you did a card dot parse for me. Oh, I need to start using this. This is such a cool syntax here. This is a good syntax here. I need to start using this. I need to practice. I need to go back and do a revision. Have a great sleep. Travel the world. Thank you so much for hanging out. It's the same as you did. I just made the code ugly. Your intersect saves. Yeah, it's one of those things where if you know, you know. If you know, you know. If you have to write your own intersects, not so. You know. This is why it's so good. You can learn so much by looking at other people's solutions. All right, card parse, and you do a sum. This is interesting. So you go ahead and when you parse your card, I guess you take into account the things that already match, I think. Or you've made some do something special for cards. Parse here, we're taking a string, colon bar space. Smab, I gotta start doing this. You're a man of many good practices, and I appreciate that. If it's going to survive a long time, I know I love it. Smab, I love this. It feels so good. This is like the primo solution, right? Split on colon and bar. Nice. Colon and bar. And then offsets, ID offsets. So we start, okay. As ints, you pull in all of these ints. So this is a thing you've written, right? As ints, yeah, this is an extension that you've written that does a try parse. Okay, cool. So you go ahead and pull those in as integers. Cry922, hello. How you doing, Cry922? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to Captain Coders Academy. Happy to have you here. Hope you're having a beautiful day. So then we got our winners. We got our numbers. Like this. I'm interested when you do sum. Select card.parse. Cards. Oh, you pulled. I thought you were just doing a sum on cards. So you pull out the points. Yeah, that's great. Points. Points is number of winners, and number of winners is the intersection. Great use of these. Great use of properties here for these definitions. I love that this is a getter. So one thing that's really nice here, everybody, you could have done a forward arrow, but then it would calculate this every time. One thing I love about this solution, Smab, this is a getter that is essentially set at initialization. So I love that. So it's sort of, I wouldn't call it memoized, so to speak. So you're not gonna, I guess you might even consider this memoized, but it's saved. And then this you did math.pow. I do think this reads better. I hate that we're converting a double to an integer. I don't know why. I hate that. Smab, I'm curious why you didn't make this a get. Will it not let you use this property initially? I'm curious why you didn't make this one a get. And instead have it so it's calculating this each time. I'm just curious why you chose to do it here and not here. Syntactically, would it let you do this? It's not defined yet. Gotcha. Yeah, so it's saying cannot reference this non-static field. That makes sense. Okay. Cool. I like it. You can't have both working that way. That's fair. That's right. I was like, oh, this is interesting. You could have a constructor to solve it. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Very simple. I love your card construction here. I love your use of class properties, and it makes the final solution really easy. You say just get the cards, sum up the points of the cards, and then solution 2, using a dictionary instead of an array, which is totally fine. And you're increasing it by the number of cards at that ID. Yeah, so very similar solution. I like yours better. We do the index, I less than the count. And you do for each copied card. And cards.skip, oh, I like that. Take card number of winners. So this is saying start. Oh, I love this. Because it removes the duplicates here. We're saying the number of cards here. I really like this for each much better than my for loop here. I really like that solution here. Very, very clean. I think I would consider your solution primo, beautiful solution. Yeah, I love this solution, Smab. Great job. Awesome job here. I like this better than mine. Mine was A little messy. I love this. I love this here. Let's take a look at Nick's now. Smab, awesome solution. Where are you? Web browser. Nick, here's Nick's solution. Oh, you have a video of it too. Cool. Greetings, Captain Thindle. Greetings, my friend. Greetings, my friend. Folks, I forgot to give... All right, let's give a shout out here to Thindle. Thindle, thank you so much for being here. You guys may or may not have noticed. A wild Thindle appears. Yeah, you guys may have noticed Captain Coder's not an affiliate. That means I don't get any emotes on my channel. But we have all kinds of fabulous people in our community who have Captain Coder emotes. Boom, check them out. Check out all these beautiful emotes. Sorry about the screen spam there. Supporting my favorite streamers, and you get your own Captain Coder emotes. Get your own Captain Coder emotes. Thank you, Mooniz. Oh yeah, Maxwell got the Captain Cross-eyed. I forgot we had that on the Better TV. My experience is very enterprise business. Let's allow that message. That's fine. All right, so let's take a look at this. I'm gonna pull list hashset. Okay, so you're using link here. Split. This is just splitting the things out. Ooh, I like that you have a hash set of pulled numbers and my numbers. I'm curious why you didn't just make them both hash sets. I personally find, this is just my opinion, I personally find this harder to read than doing it explicit. This is one of the things I think we get into a dangerous place with, when we're using link in this way, in my mind, because it's harder to debug, harder for me to look at and understand what's going on. My personal opinion would be to break it out a little bit more than this. This is hard for me to read and grok at a glance, but it's great practice for the parsing. It's great practice for link and understanding it. Gotcha. Unit range split by ASCII space later. Gotcha. So part one here. For each in my numbers. So we go through the parsed. Parsed has a left and a right, and then we go the my numbers. If pulled numbers contains num, points. All right, and then you do the bit shifting here. Nice. 1 or 0, 1 or bit shifted. Okay. And then you just sum them up. Not bad. All right, pretty straightforward for part 1. Part 2, we get our okay, I like this. Called it multiplier. I called mine card counts here. Count. Ooh, using longs is probably, I should probably start doing that just because I know later on this is going to bite me if I don't do it. After the first 4 days problems as well, I'm going to add a couple new functions. Gotcha, Smab. I'm looking forward to seeing what you add. Thindle, I'm doing absolutely wonderful. I hope you're doing wonderful as well. I've been wanting to give a shout out to Uncle Scientist, who has just been an awesome new member of the community, streamer. Real quick, let's finish part 2. Sorry, before I get distracted too much. Multiplier new, long count, dupes, local multi. Some of these are harder for me to understand. Do the plus count. Nice. We parse it in for each of your numbers. If the pulled numbers contains it, dupes plus, we increase dupes. If multiplier is this, we have an out, try to get the value out here. We increase it. For the sub equals 0, subs less than or equal to dupes plus sub. You really like the plus in the front side, don't you? Yeah, I'm noticing that you're deduping here using the intersection. So if you use the hash set intersection, it's actually, I believe, pretty efficient as well. There's nothing wrong with doing plus. It's just this one thing. I was showing my students this the other day. I was like, we could do this here, but notice it does have this interesting side effect. It's a fun little thing to have there. If our multiplier, we get it 1. Otherwise, multiplier. Okay, and then we're doing that thing here. Nice solution, not bad. It's more efficient. In this case, it's very marginal. You can imagine a situation where you have giant list with thousands of things in them. and you're trying to do the deduplication, just having it set as you're parsing it in will be really fast. Will be really fast as it come in. So in this case, not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. It's more efficient, but it's marginal. Oh, you're talking about the plus. This is faster? I suspect in C# the compiler itself. Nix, you're saying this is technically faster than sub++? Oh, I guess that's true because sub++, you have to evaluate it, then increment it. In the other way, you increment and then evaluate. Is it actually returning the old value versus changing the value? You still do an evaluation on this one, though, don't you? I suspect the compiler. Now I'm really curious. I'm gonna have to look that up. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't. I don't. Yeah. I believe you. The quote: "Those who cannot do teach, but to teach when you have to know how to do." I think that's just I think that is a poor in my mind. I hate that saying because I actually think teaching is much harder than doing. Yeah, those who cannot do teach. I personally, as a teacher, I think teaching is much harder than doing because you have to be able to explain it in a way to someone that doesn't know how to do it can do it. It's for bashing teachers. Yeah, maybe that's why I don't like it. I think it's kind of a silly statement. All right, I wanted to give a shout out here to Uncle Scientist. I don't know if Uncle Scientist is on right now. Uncle Scientist gave us a great raid the other day. New member of the community. Shout out. Guys, go check out Uncle Scientist. He, I think I'm going to go with a he because of Uncle. Shout out Uncle Scientist. Be sure to give Uncle Scientist a follow. We've been loving Uncle Scientist stuff. Been doing Advent of Code and Rust here. Be sure to check him out. Awesome stuff going on over there. Please. Attention all lurkers. Please direct your attention to the chat. This is your captain speaking. Give Uncle Scientist some love. Folks, give Uncle Scientist some love. Excellent programmer. Excellent streamer. We love having Uncle Scientist. And Uncle Scientist, I know you're not here. Maybe you are, but thank you so much for your support, my friend. Smab, sorry, Raycat, who dat? Welcome back, Raycat. Nice to see you. I always read that as not having the capital to do it anymore. CPUs are so powerful that you won't really notice the difference in tight loops, but I'm just wired that way. I actually am thinking, my thought is that the C# compiler should, it's one of those things that the C# compiler should be able to optimize that for you. I would imagine it is smart enough to optimize that for you. I could be completely wrong, though. I could be completely wrong. All right, folks. Here's what I'm going to do. Because I'm having so much fun streaming. I am going to switch to a class part. We're going to take a break. I'm going to switch to a class project I'm working on. I'm doing a project with Blazor WASM. So it's C# stuff, Blazor WASM. My students have been making these grid-based text adventure. A grid-based text adventure, but this is a project I'm creating for them. So I think I'm gonna switch to it for an hour or two here on stream and we'll keep going because I'm having so much fun. But they've been doing, let me see if I can go find some examples. I don't want to show, so I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna show an example here of what it is, but we're gonna come back. We're gonna keep streaming here for a little bit. And I'm making a web-based browser game. Smab, I'm already on .NET 8. I should be on .NET 8. I don't know why it's compiling to .NET 7. That's interesting. What is in here? I should have .NET 8. I wonder if this template here. Yeah, that's interesting. That it's doing that. All right. So I need to finish this project template setup for my students. So we'll do that for a little bit on stream here. Let's see, did this do it for us? Boom. All right. So you can't really tell. What this is supposed to be yet, but my students were making some maze games. Well, that's disappointing. Why Well, that's really disappointing. We'll be back. Maybe I don't have time to stream this. Or is there something popping up somewhere asking for permission? What's going on here? Console. Failed to start platform reason. Cannot find property. Undefined .NET WASM. Huh. Maybe I need to... I thought I'd updated. Geez. I had all my students update to .NET 8 for this project, and apparently this is going to be an issue. Oh, all right. Let's. You need 7.0. No, they have great improvements for it. Here, we're gonna do a temp project here. D temp. Make their Blazor sample. .NET new .NET version. When I make a new project, does it automatically... Hang on. I'm so confused here. Did I commit this? I did. Okay, it's doing .NET 8 there. Is it something to do with the template? .NET new list grep wasm. .NET new Blazor wasm empty. Is this creating a... Maybe I haven't updated it. Cat Blazor sample project. Yeah, it's initialized as a .NET 7. That's interesting. That when you initialize it, remove star here. If I change the target, Blazor WASM interactive, try Blazor interactive WASM. .NET new. I thought this was the new one. I want Blazor WASM, Smab. I'm not doing Blazor. I'm not doing Blazor. I want... Does Blazor... If I do Blazor, I don't want a web server. I want it a self-contained web page. I know for sure... Blazor... Does it... Let's look at grep. Okay, so I should do... Oh, okay. Web app. When I do that, is it going to give me .NET new Blazor? Is it going to give me options, or do I have to spec... Help? Can I do help here? Let's do .NET new Blazor. I want the empty project. I don't want it to do all the cat Blazor. Thank you though. Let's take a look here. I want it to be an empty project. I want it to be an empty project. Because by default they do some program. Yeah. So as I'm initializing this thing, C# setup or .NET setup Blazor WASM .NET 8. Are your packages are still at 7 and you had add Blazor interactive? So I'm gonna give them a template for this. I'm not sure. Change that to add instead of client only. You're saying in program.cs. Add Blazor interactive WAM instead of client only. Line 25. And 7. Add interactive, add. There's a command line option. That's really what I want. All right, let's close this window. Remove star. Blazor WASM .NET 8 options. I just want the documentation to tell me what are my arguments. If I'd been right, it would have been incorrect. All right. Templates here. Like, we've introduced a new Blazor project, Blazor web app template. New template provides a single starting point for use. Oh, gotcha. I did that and it didn't seem. .NET new Blazor help. Output. Okay. New Blazor template options. Framework. I don't need to do that. No restore, exclude, launch settings, interactive. Let's just make this an interact. Choose which interactive render mode. WebAssembly. Okay. .NET new Blazor interactivity WebAssembly. Okay. I got infected. That's a good. I think we got it here. With the interactivity type. Choose which interactive render mode to use for interactive components. And then the type of application to use, I'm gonna go with none. Auto is very nice too. I don't want any web server at all. Static server rendering only. Oh, it will switch them. Yeah, so this for my students. Amat, welcome back to the stream. Happy to have you here, my friend. Welcome back to the stream. E for empty. Configures whether or not to omit sample pages. Got it. Perfect. E for empty. We're gonna have to go back. Configure whether or not every single page by applying an interactivity. No HTTPS. Use program whether generate an explicit program main instead of top level statements. Okay. Yeah, I definitely want to try doing this. Go for WASM so you can just deliver the published up in it. Yeah, exactly. For my student, that's all I really want. And let's take a look at what this generates for us. Code. Here. Why? Client. I'm a little confused. Let's do a .NET run here. .NET run. It's a bootstrap for the dev. I have a question. How do you keep your motivation up? I need to learn. It's a good question. I lose motivation sometimes for sure. It's not always perfect. All right, hello world, new app here. Okay. If you don't want any server-side delivery, I don't think they have a template for that. Yeah, so that's really what I want is no server-side at all. Yeah, so like an example of that is this website. This website here, I'm gonna be upgrading this to C#, Adventures in C# website is 100% Blazor WASM. Yeah, there's no Blazor server-side stuff going on this particular site. How do I keep my motivation up? I lose motivation sometimes. When I was a little younger, something that really helped me was having a planner. And this particular planner, I'm not sponsored, by the way. Panda Planner really helped me. I don't use it anymore. When I was younger, this planner really helped me to stay motivated. It has a lot of self-reflection and things to try and give yourself a mindset. I used to have a lot of self-hate, about myself, but this particular, I'm trying to find a page. Show me the Panda Planner pages. Please show me Panda Planner pages. It has things in here, and can you just show me some pages in here? Give me the internals. Okay, so it has things like this, where every day you put something you're grateful for. I am hating this. Open image in new tab. Here we go. What are you grateful for? What are things that you've done successful today? what are your priorities for today? What are your priorities for today? What are, you know, if I do this one thing, I'll be pretty happy with what I've done. And then you have like your schedule. It has one of these for your month. It has your week, year, and month, week, year. It has spots for reflections. So for me, this was super helpful when I was struggling. So you do a little bit of weekly plans, daily plans. And it's okay to fail. The other thing is, like, some days are a wash. Some days you fail, and that's okay. And not to hate on yourself too much for doing it. How do you keep your energy up? On stream, I just do my best. All right, folks, I am realizing I kind of wanted to do this on stream. I'm realizing I'm going to have to do a little bit more research separately to make this work. So I'm going to have to go read some documentation. I don't think you guys would enjoy necessarily watching me read documentation. So I'm actually going to hop off here. To work on it. Freedom DAO, kind of just go by pure chaos. Story time. But yeah, you would like to watch me just read documentation. The reading documentation, maybe I don't need to read that. All right, I'll tell you what, guys. I'm gonna go for another hour and a half. I'm gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna get myself another cup of bean water here in my grumpy game dev mug. I'll get myself another cup of bean water. We'll be back here in a moment. And then I think I'm gonna work on the seeing if I can get this up and running as a WASM page here. Get cozy. So we'll be right back, folks. Hang tight. When we come back, we're gonna get some stretching in. We're gonna get some bean water, and we're gonna do some Blazer WASM. I'm gonna update the title, and we shall return momentarily. Hang tight. All right, everybody, the captain's back. I got myself a nice 16 ounces of fresh water. Keep myself hydrated. I hope you're keeping yourself hydrated. That's good. I got myself a nice 6 ounces of decaf coffee. 6 ounces of decaf coffee. Life Boost, low acidity, low fungus. I don't know if fungus is the big deal. It says it on the bag though. But this is a coffee here that I've really enjoyed the taste of. I just love the taste of coffee. I love myself some herb water too. Ridge Raider. I usually don't squeeze my leaves to get my juice out of them. I usually just let them steep for a while and make myself some leaf water. But that's okay, to each their own. I also don't, bean water. I just love the flavor. But yeah, leaf juice is good stuff too. I love it. It's not a fungus. Apparently there's a lot, from what I understand, I don't quite understand all of it, but fungus grows in coffee somehow. I don't know. There's like a lot of, like if you test most coffee, you'll get like some level of fungal spores in it. This is like lab grade, super expensive, probably a scam coffee. But it tastes so good. It tastes so fresh. My partner, my girlfriend, she has like a sensitive stomach. It has like caffeine issues. She likes coffee too, but we got this for her to test out, and she it doesn't affect her in any negative way. So I don't know if it's placebo or not, but she loves it. So we have it now and I love it. And I toned my caffeine intake back. I decided to stop drinking coffee for about 2 weeks and had terrible headaches. I decided I had way too much caffeine in my system. So I'm limiting myself to one cup of caffeinated coffee per day here, which is good. And so now I'm doing decaf because I love the flavor. And then, I was reading some stuff about acidity, blah, 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 blah. It's just a guy screaming in a lab at sports. It's exactly, Lord Extent. I want my bean water. I want my coffee to have been screamed at. And, that's all I really ever asked for. Oh, that coffee's good. All right, everybody. So we got to do some stretches. Every 90 minutes, 2 hours tops, we try and get some stretches in here. So I'm going to ask you to stand on up with the captain. Get on up, stand on up. The captain loves you, which means you should love you. And if you love
in the back, pay attention.
Talking to you, Dramolks, back there. I see you back there. Get on up. We're going to do some stretches, folks. I'm going to start out with some quad stretches here. I'm getting a chair for balance. So I have this chair here. Anything that you can hold on to for balance. Can I zoom out a little bit more so you guys can see a little bit? Let's zoom out just a little. I don't think the camera can go down though. Hang on. Let's zoom one camera down there. Oh. Is that better? All right. Little bit of a weird angle, but I'm gonna grab onto this to hold my balance. And we're gonna pull up here, and we're just gonna hold that up. We're gonna stretch out our quadricep here, folks. Stretch out this quadricep. We're gonna just hold this for 20 seconds, really giving ourselves some love. Look, the captain loves you, which means you should love you. And if you love you gotta love that body. And one way you can love that body is by getting up and stretching with the captain. I'm sorry if I exposed a little bit of my belly here. I'm working on losing that weight. I have I lost a bunch of weight, and then we moved, and that was stressful, and I was eating and not exercising as much as I should have been, so I put on a little bit of weight. So I apologize a little bit, not too much, just a little bit if my belly offends anyone. Go ahead and let that leg down. I'm going to switch this to the other side here. Yes, my legless chair here. I'll show you that. These are some pretty cool chairs. Get that other leg up, check out the quadricep. If you have trouble holding your leg up like this, maybe you can do a different stretch. Maybe get a calf strap of some sort in. Oh, this feels so good though. Just fast. URAV Regulu PS4. URAV Rage Loud PS4. URAV Rage Loud PS4. I'm gonna call you Rage Loud PS4. Raging on that PlayStation 4 so loudly, but I want to thank you for being here today. Thank you so much for the follow, Rage. I appreciate you being here. If I'm pronouncing it incorrectly, feel free to correct me. But happy Monday. Hope you have a good day. Let that leg down. Oh, yeah, that felt good. That felt good, folks. All right, I'm going to do a calf stretch next. I just take my foot, point it up. I usually use a thing this. You can also get your leg up onto a platform. So I have my leg up on this chair and I'm just slowly letting it down, getting that calf stretch nice and tight in there. You can reach down. If you can touch your toes, go for it. You don't have to, but focus on trying to stretch out that calf there. Oh, yeah, it feels good. Ridge Raider, I don't know if I said welcome back to the stream, but I'm so glad you're here, my friend. I'm very happy to have you back in the stream, back in the crew. I'm so glad to be back, seeing all these familiar names again. Oh, doesn't that stretch feel good? Doesn't it feel good to love yourself? Doesn't it feel good to take care of yourself? You gotta take care of yourself. You don't want to end up like the captain, all unstretched and stiff. Oh, yeah. Go and let that leg up and down. I'm gonna switch to the other leg. Now I'm gonna move my chair over here just so I can get to it. Get that leg up on the chair and just lean down. It's implied, it's all good. Oh, gotcha. Ridge Raider, I'm glad to have you. Hope you've been doing well. Hope you've been keeping up with all the fun stuff that you want to do. And I hope everything's going super well and happy in your neck of the woods. Oh, doesn't that feel good, folks? Folks, the captain loves you. Yes, we do. The captain and crew stretching on this beautiful Monday. 5 more seconds, folks. Oh yeah. Feels good. Go ahead and let that up there. Oh, I can't wait, folks. I'm so excited for this room. So excited for this room. I can't wait. I can't believe how many games I have, by the way. You see some of these boxes here? We tried to get all the boxes that didn't have board games. There's only one box in here that doesn't have board games, but all of these are just full of board games right now. And so we have some more shelves coming. We have some more shelves touching. Am I touching grass? I don't know what that means, but I have 2 more shelves coming. I can fit them here. I'm gonna see if I can. I really hope I can fit all my board games on them. I might have a problem, folks. I might have a problem. All right, we're gonna hop back into it here. Get my parent. Johans, what does touching grass mean? Is this something that I should know? Is it something I should be careful to say? Am I being trolled? Look, I love me a good troll. You're welcome to try and bamboozle me, but don't bamboozle me. Don't bamboozle me. Oh, that coffee is good. What is touching grass? I have no idea what that means. Going out. Are you serious? It's just a reference for going outside every once in a while. I'm not outside right now. I've never heard that term. Maybe that's not a good thing. Going outside, yeah. Touching grass sounds terrible. No, I try and get outside most days. I do work from home, so it can be a little tricky to touch some grass. But I've been taking my dog for walks. There's like a new... we haven't gone to the dog park though in the last week. There's a new respiratory virus that's affecting animals. There's a new respiratory virus that's affecting animals, dogs specifically. So we haven't been going to the dog park, which my dog is really upset about. 1 second, I gotta change my text here. We get rid of my what, unpin this message. We're no longer doing admin of code. Let me change my what message. Today, C# Blazor, making a 2D game for the web. There we go. Boom. Update that. Let me change my WAT text. I'll leave my WAT text alone. That's okay. I wish I could enjoy C#. I tried my best, but the school traumatized me. I'm so sorry I got traumatized by C#, Johans. I actually really like C#. Coming from a Java-ish background. I really enjoy it. Personally, I really enjoy it. I think languages like Haskell and I enjoy Haskell and other functional programming languages a bit more, personally. But I do think I like C#. C# is traumatizing, I agree. Lua Python is much better, but I need to learn. See, Python traumatized me. See, it's interesting who you talk to. Python traumatized me. Okay, so I have some stuff from my other project, and I'm going to try and just transfer in here. We're doing Blazor. We're trying to make a Blazor project. I couldn't just switch this to .NET 7, which is a little bit... Oh, this was the wrong thing. Close that. Where are you? Did I close it? Here it is. All right. I'm gonna see if I can just transfer over some of this stuff, and if it'll work, then it'll make it happen. So the idea, my students, one second, folks, let me fix in my face here. I'm gonna get a project open up here so you can see what I'm trying to do. You can see what I'm trying to do here. I need to protect a little. I don't want to dox too much about me. People already know a lot of this stuff, but I want to dox this specific thing. My students have been doing a maze project. So I'm going to just copy that project to another folder. The folder name has the name of some stuff that I don't want you guys to see. But I'm going to show you the types of project they're doing, and they've been doing it in pure C# as a console project. We're going to switch to doing it as a web project so they can add some graphics in. Maze, M-A-Z-E, not corn, not corn. If you look at a sharp symbol, it just looks like 4 plus signs. So C# is really C+++. C+++++. I missed one. I prefer C# to Java personally. Let's see here. If I just move this to my temp folder. Oh, I put it in the wrong spot. Let's go look at our maze examples. Temp, maze examples. Code here. One second. Hang on. I know you can't see my screen right now. This is not correct. This was the wrong thing. CD. Hang on. I know you can't see my screen. I know you can't see my screen yet. Maze examples. Here we go. I just copied the wrong folder. One second. Hang tight, everybody. Maze examples. Why? That's weird. Push D temp maze. I know why. It's because I did do the right thing. Okay. We'll do our base example here. Okay, we're gonna do our base. Billy Maze. Yeah. All right. So I have our sample project open here. I'm in the right spot. Yeah. .NET run. Okay. Billy Maze here, talking about our maze. All right. So this is the type of project students have been doing. So they've all finished this project. They've all finished a project. This is the base project, so not that much in it. But notice we have this ASCII art character. You use the arrow keys to move. I'm using the arrow keys to move it around. You have this ASCII art maze. All right, and then you move around, and then the players can, your character will bump into these, and different events will happen. So there's an old man here. You can speak to the old man stares at you in silence. 2 to leave. So the students have all built a project like this one. And so for their final project, I want them to be able to take their maze project and convert it. I'm gonna give them a template for a Blazor WASM project, a Blazor project. I want them to be able to make it into a web page with this stuff. This event has not been finished. And so I'm building out a framework to do this for them. So I'm building out a framework for them that I can give them and say, here are all the things that you can do. Modify this code. Here's some examples. So I'm building out examples for them. So that is what we're doing here. So they all have this maze project. This is a really simple project. Not really simple. This is my intro to programming students. This was their second to last project. So they end up with this array of strings. So they define their maze this way. And then they have this game loop. They have this game loop here where they basically set up arrow keys. When they press a button, read in the player input, and then do some stuff. If they step on a wall symbol, it pushes them back. When they step on a 1, 2, or 3, it just jumps to a method and does this. This is going to be different. Almost like the old, yeah. So they've made some really awesome projects with this. I basically gave them this code as their base project and said, all right, now finish it. You have to have 9 events. You have to have 9 events in here. And so they're practicing writing methods, or practicing writing if statements, or practicing this, practicing that. I would like to make it so that way they have a template like this, but for a web-based version, and the goal is for them to translate it. So they'll still have a map like this, but there's going to be another method they have to implement that says, okay, when I see this symbol, what image do I display on the screen? Magic numbers everywhere. Yeah, magic numbers everywhere. I actually don't know that there's that many magic numbers everywhere in this one. This was because students could enhance this here. So I have a right screen for doing a 5x5. One of the bonus exercises to convert this to change right screen to take in a number so that it can do any size map. Take in two numbers of rows and columns that do any size. So I give them this, and then they should be able to see this and say, oh, I can rewrite this using a for loop that does it in this way. I can rewrite this using those things. So this was the base, and then I had some challenges for them. So they worked on this for 4 weeks. And have some really cool stuff. Derailion, welcome to the stream. Derail. Welcome to the stream. We also got Via Sanctus. Via Sanctus. Thank you for following me. Pascal case, curly braces on new lines. Welcome to C#, Johans. This is how we do it in C#. C#, curly braces go on new lines. Pascal case for anything that's public. So methods have Pascal case typically. Them's the rules. I didn't make them. So come from Java. It looks painful. I know. All right. So I have this other project. We're gonna convert our 2D game project here. So let me show you this one. I broke it by switching to .NET. I'm gonna keep going with .NET 7 and hopefully have some things I can do. .NET watch run. So Blazor is Microsoft's tool for making web applications where the back end, the logic is written in C#. Let me show you this. I really have not much right now. But this. So I keep telling people I'm behind on what I want for my students. What I have right now is this code compiles to this web page, and literally, oh, that's interesting. There's this console output thing here. This page, when I press a key on my keyboard, it reads the key. So I'm going to provide this code for the students where it reads the key, and then I have this sort of terminal where they can have text be displayed. But then I want to add in sort of like a canvas above, but gives them like tile-based grid. Can you do .NET stuff on Linux? Absolutely. Get .NET 8. .NET 8 compiles for Linux. It's awesome. Maxwell says, how do you teach in a high school but work from home? Good question. I work at an online, fully remote school, almost fully remote. We do a couple things in person throughout the year, but the classes are online. It's an international school for students all over the world. I work at a middle school too, so ages 10 to 14. The beauty of the internet, yeah. Moonray Murray, I didn't say hello, I think, but welcome back to the stream. I saw your post a little bit earlier. And Donnie, welcome back to the stream. Any reason why you chose Blazor over Unity or Godot for a simple game that would give you more visual fidelity with ease, but the trade-off is the harder tooling? So I do teach a Unity class. I teach a couple Unity classes. Unity is a super heavyweight project, super heavyweight program. I like using Unity because I can deploy to web, and the web builds are super nice and efficient. Godot doesn't support web builds for C#. Because I work at an online school, and I think if I worked in person, I'd want this too. I want all of my students' projects to be able to be deployable on the internet, on a web, so they can share them with each other, share them with other students in the school. Godot cannot do web builds for C#. And this particular class is a C#. I teach mostly C#. Surprisingly, my students tend to do really, really well. Plus crushes my potato PC. Yeah, Unity's hefty. I cannot wait for Godot to have better C# support because I've really, really enjoyed it. It is super early in development. The editor is nice and light, but yeah, they are working on making web builds for C# as well. Yeah, if Godot supported a language that was general purpose, I might consider using it. My issue with Godot, not using Godot's GD script, is it's Python-esque, but it's not a general purpose programming language. I like to teach programming separate from game dev and then have a class that combines them together. So I actually teach a no coding Unity class. I teach 2 no coding Unity classes. That's not true. I teach a no coding Unity class for doing 3D, where you just learn the interface. You learn how to make a 3D game that I've already, you learn how to do like levels and 3D modeling and stuff in Unity. And then if you've taken both the Unity class and the C# class, you can take sort of the Unity programming class. I have a Unity challenges class where the students get a bunch of projects that have bugs or partially completed scene, and they're challenges that they have to finish. GD script just doesn't have general purpose programming in it. You can't write GD script separate from Godot. And so that's one of the things I have, not against it, but one of the reasons I don't use it yet. I want to use it so much. Uncle Scientist, welcome back to the stream. We gave you a shout out earlier. I'd love to give you another shout out, but folks, be sure to go check out Uncle Scientist. Day 4 went well. I think it might be the easiest puzzle so far this year. Advent of Code. Have you seen Mojo Language by the Swift Guys? I haven't seen Mojo Language by the Swift Guys. Itchsun. Is it Itchsun or ITCH? ITC, I have not seen that. I'm not familiar with what that is. No, I haven't. Flashbanged with Cyan. Oh yeah, this was just me. Sorry about blinding you there. This was me trying to make sure that keyboard input would work anywhere. So it reads the last key you pressed here. And I was just trying to get the background to work. Let's get rid of that cyan. Background, boom, gone. There we go. No more cyan. It's a little bit background. I like a light. Let's go with E3E. I think is the color. No, that's not it. Is it 3E3? Nope. I want E. I hate it. I want like a tan color. A nice soft, not too white, but not too. There we go. Not too bad. Sorry to blind y'all. Itchsun. Gotcha. No, I haven't done that. I played with Swift once a long time ago. Have you seen Rockstar? I haven't. It's like Python on top, but can use low-level stuff. I also am more of a fan of typed programming languages. That's the other thing. Did I change the title of my stream? I think I did. Okay, I did. For all AI developers, Moho combines the usability of Python with the performance of C, unlocking parallel program. A lot of languages say stuff like that. Okay, so all I have written so far, the major thing that I wanted to make sure I could do with this particular page was the user presses a key, it gets the key. So handle key down, and then have it so that we can write to this dialog window. Write line key. So all my program does right now. Let's do a refresh here. All my program does. It's hard to do on one screen. I usually have it on separate screens. All my program does is when you press a key, it does this, and then I have a console you can log to. So this is going to be a console, and then the console will scroll to the bottom. So this allows my students to do dialog.writeline. Yeah, I know, this is one of the better colors, Maxwell, than white, or the cyan is terrible. I want to give, probably students have ability to change this color a little bit. But essentially, once you have this down, you can start doing sort of a game loop. When they invented English, its blurb was combine all the favorites from other languages into a more confusing package. Yeah. That's the secret. That's the secret to marketing, right? Okay, so my next step is I want to create a grid on the screen. Let's go get, I think Kenny offers some royalty-free, like simple grid stuff. Kenny tiles, Kenny 2D tile set. So Kenny, maybe not the extended assets. We're gonna get some tile sets here that students can use for a top-down game. I'm just gonna provide it by default, not defart. Apply it for default. I want like fantasy style here. So I think I'm gonna take Tiny Town. This looks pretty good. And maybe dungeon. Let's look for dungeon. Dungeon 2D. Here we go. Tiny dungeon. Tiny dungeon here. We'll do this, and then we'll make it so that the students can. I'll probably have to slice this all out. It would be cool if it was already pre-sliced. Yeah, I know, Johans, calm down, calm down. It happens. It happens. It's okay, though. Yes, I got it. I got it. All right, we're going to download this. I've already done, so continue without donating. There's a great package you can buy and get all this in one download. I'm going to slice these up for my students, put them in here, and I want them to be able to take their arrays, it's still going to be a text-based array, and then translate it into these images here. And so I'm going to take this, I've downloaded it here. Let's open this. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to slice these. I don't want them to have to deal with using it as a sprite sheet. So I'm going to slice them tiles. Oh, sweet. He already has them sliced. All right. Awesome. Awesome. So we can actually take our tiles here. I'm going to take this folder. Well, let me just drop it in here. I'm going to put these into our www root, new folder, tiles. Open in Explorer. You're too nice for a teacher. Well, I think that's a good thing. I think, you know, we're going to call these Kenny tiles. Kenny Dungeon. And we'll put a little reference to this. I'm going to create a text file here. New text file. Credits. All right. Let's open up this credits here. I'm going to say Kenny Dungeon here from this tile set here. So I need to stay away from Twitch. I wanted to get some stuff done over 3 hours ago. And here I am chatting. Nix, we love having you here. If you got to get stuff done, feel free to get stuff done. That's it. 4 hours of VOD watching for you, mister. You had to set yourself a timer. Detention. Okay, so Kenny did provide these already sliced, which is great. And so now what I want to do is show, let's do a quick commit on this real quick. Open up a separate terminal, get status. Gee, have a beautiful day. We will be back tomorrow doing more advent of code. Day 5 for sure. www root, get add tiles, get status, get commit -m chore, add Kenny Dungeon tiles. Push. I want to be able to do the following. I want to provide. I'm going to create a component. This is going to be our grid component, or like map, a tile grid. I think I'm going to call it tile grid. So we're going to add a component here for tile grid, and this is going to let us set the different things on the screen. For now, I'm just going to have it be a div. We're going to add a code in here. So if you're familiar with HTML, this is HTML. And basically what I want to do, we have our content here, we have our dialogue below, and then we're going to have our tile grid above. We'll have our tile grid above it here. And our tile grid is going to have some methods in it that let us specify different, like sort of the width and the height and some things on it. See you tomorrow. Good luck with your doctor's appointment, my friend. Thank you for hanging out. As always, keep coding, keep growing, be the best you can be. You're welcome back anytime. You're welcome back anytime. Why is my Ko-fi? This is interesting. I just realized, Into the Void real quick. There should be a Ko-fi thing displayed down here that's not. That's interesting. Hang on, folks. We're going to switch to studio mode. Ko-fi source. That's interesting. This must be incorrect. Okay, I'm not going to worry about it. I'll have to fix that later. I apologize. Back to exit studio mode. There's supposed to be a little Ko-fi button there. Sorry, I got distracted. My idea here is we want to have a grid of tiles. We want to have a grid of tiles here that that we can specify on the screen. I don't like that I'm getting errors and stuff popping up here, but we're gonna have some properties. Welcome to Lurk More Extent. Enjoy your lurk. To go make breakfast. Nice. Public int rows get set here. This is gonna be, we'll have a private int rows internally. We'll default this to 5, and this get here is just gonna return rows. And the set is actually going to do rows equals value. Do I have to do this? There we go. So I have a setter here for our rows. It's gonna do a little bit more than this. It's gotta update the screen a little bit to resize it. It's gonna update the screen here to resize it. We'll do the same thing with columns. Int columns. Public int columns, like so. Go to columns, set columns equals value for now. So we want the player to be able to set the rows and columns, and then this needs to it's going to actually end up modifying the number of images in here. And basically, I want to be able to have a method that says public void set tile, and then it's going to take in a string, which is going to be a path to a tile here. So this is going to be like image name. And this is just going to set a tile at an XY, at a row column position. Set tile int row int column. So taking a row, it's going to take in a column, and it's going to make that tile appear on the screen. So the idea is I want these evenly spaced rows and tiles. Oh, I need to set one more thing. Private int public. This one can be public int tile size. This is in pixels. Get set, and let's set it to 16 for now. And we probably need to set this to like 16 pixels at the end of the day. But let's look at how big are these actual images. Let me open this up in. Will it show me here? If I go to properties, I think I might have to open up in GIMP or another image editing software to actually see this size. Let's open with the GIMP here, and we're gonna check how big these Kenny tiles are. It's gonna be set up in a way where my student should hopefully be able to set these properties to whatever size they want and use the tiles in any way they'd like. All right, we'll close this here. What is the size of this image? How do I view? I thought it would just tell me here. Usually it tells me the size down here. What's going on? Oh. Why is this so difficult? They look 16 by 16 to me. All right, we'll just copy this. 16 by 16. Okay, I got it right. Anyone know a simple game is not good that is cross-platform? Game Maker Studio is pretty good, and they just switched to doing Game Maker Studio free for open, not open, free for non-commercial. I have used this in the past with my students. I like their visual scripting language. This one's simple, no 3D, just 2D stuff. Game Maker, sure, let's accept those. Game Maker's a good one. It's not you don't have to pay a monthly fee either. For this one, it's free. If you want to publish games and make money, you have to spend a little bit of money. There's also a Game Engine site, Game Engine database. This is a great website to find other ones. Phaser, I've used Phaser with JavaScript with my students, pretty good. But this one I think is not super approachable. Construct is another good one. But Game Maker's a good one. I only need the canvas and the graphics after not part of the game, making a game or like that. Gotcha. I might just use Canvas or something, and Phaser doesn't port easily. Gotcha. Oh, cross-platform, gotcha. Phaser is like web-based. I would look at Game Maker, maybe. Might be a good one. Okay. We need to create a set of tiles on the screen that are like tightly spaced together, spaced this many apart. And so I need to have sort of this like for each in here. Create a bunch of images. Okay, so I got to remember how to do a template inside here. We're going to give this an ID. The ID for this is going to be tile grid. JavaScript, web-based stuff likes to do this, tile grid. And let's create a reference. I don't know if we actually need a reference to it. And then inside, we need to do a loop. I'm really frustrated with this extension. I might switch to Visual Studio, which has much better support for Blazor stuff. All right, Blazor for loop razor. Blazor for loop. Let's look here. I just need the syntax again. Remember, what I want to do is have like a nested for loop. Close credits txt file. You want me to close it? Do I need to? Oh, it's complaining about that. Auto. I never know how to pronounce that one. Auto. Thank you for the help there. That might have been it. I'm not sure. But 50 points. Thank you so much for pointing that out. 4. Okay. The silly me. We can just do a 4 here like this. 4. This is interesting. This is interesting because I kind of want to be able to update individual rows and columns. We should be able to do 4x equals 0 to columns. And we really want to do R. We'll do row equals row. Row is less than rows. Row plus plus. And then we do a 4 int column equals 0, column less than columns, column plus plus. And then basically I want to do an image in here. So it'd be an image tag like this, image. And then we have to pull out, there's going to be, so there's like an ID I want to set in here that is going to be based off of something. So I can access it. We got an interesting follow, 159357462. Thank you for the follow. Is that someone's phone number? So sometimes I think, look, this is either a bot or someone, maybe it's not a bot. I always find it fascinating when someone follows with something like this. Because I sing the names, so we're gonna try and sing it. Sometimes I think you guys just make funny names and follow me just so I have to sing, just to try and get me to sing a funny name. 159357462. Welcome to the stream today. 159357462. Welcome aboard. Welcome to the crew. Thank you for the follow. What a name. What a name. Welcome to Captain Coach Academy. Happy to have you here on this beautiful day. I hope you're having a beautiful day. We are in the process of building a little small engine here. But just to get this set up, hang on. I'm gonna actually make this a div in here, so that changing the internal content might be a little bit easier for me, or at least seeing it will be. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna specify the class here to be tile. It's gonna be a tile class, but then we also need a style on it because our width and height need to be explicitly, and I think the way I can reference this would be tile size. Pixels? See, this is why I was thinking this might need to be, I'm gonna make this a string. Pixels. Tile size, semicolon, and then height, tile size. I just want to see how we do with this. It should put, if I come back over here, let's see, invalid token. Let's refresh here. All right, so we failed. Something's blowing up on us here. We didn't reload. Just type these numbers for your numpad and see the pattern. I don't have a numpad. I don't have a numpad. What are you talking about? What's a numpad? Check out. My keyboard doesn't have a number pad. There's no number pad on. I guess there's a button where I can enable a number pad over here. But 159357. So it's like X 462. Hang on. Let's take a look at it. Look at a number pad. What does a number pad look like? A number pad would be 1, 2, 3. Oh, I can't put this type of comment here. It's a fancy. Look at that fancy keyboard. It's true. 1, 2, 3. Is this how number pads work? Does it have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? Is this the correct number pad? So we got 1, 5, 9, 3, 5, 7, 4, 6, 2. So it's like X. Is it XV? Is it XV? Oh, is it XP? I think you're going with XV. Is that correct? But welcome to the stream, my friend. Happy to have you here. See if I can. I don't know why it doesn't remember these things anymore. XV. X. Yes, X. We'll call you X. Okay. So we have our width. We have our height here. And I just want to. So check it out here. Now in this, it should. I have this in here. And then I have all my tiles. Check it out. I have all my tiles inside of this thing. They're all going top to bottom like that. And then oops, I didn't mean to close you all out. Let's open it up. Local. That's not going to work. Local host here. Boom. Like this. All right, so we have that in there. They need to go left to right. So we kind of need to do like a row. Div class equals tile row, like this. So it's gonna be in a row, and then this way we should get them all out there like that. And then I'm gonna add in some styling for them. So that should help a little bit with the sizing, I think. Oh, because I haven't done the class though. I haven't done the class, but let's check it out. If we look at our elements here, we have our app. Inside of that, What? Oh, app, here it is. We have our main, we have our tab, we have our content. Inside of our content, we have our tile grid, and then we have our tile rows. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The height of each one of those needs to be specific as well. I could also maybe get rid of this row thing here and make their style. I could do this. Position. I do absolute. Does absolute do on the whole screen, or is it inside? It's the whole screen. Relative, like that. I'm gonna try not to get crazy with it. I'm gonna do this. I think this will work out better for us here. Let me work on. I'm getting WordPress nightmare flashbacks. This shouldn't be too crazy. But let's go open up our CSS here and see if we can make this simple. So we're going to have a tile grid. And I don't know that we have to do anything inside of this. Oh, we might have to do a flex where it goes top display. These should be top to bottom. Let's do our tile row here. Tile row should go left to right. Margin 0. So no margins, but flow left to right. So display block. No, not block. It should display left to right. So what would this be? Do I need to do a flex and say like flex left to right? I don't want it to flex. I want them all to be left to right. I can never remember display inline. Inline should go left to right here. So I always need to make sure it reloads for us. This is why I'm doing this for my students here. All right, so now if we look at these inline, still going left to right. Tile, let's come down to our tile. Maybe I should just put the styling directly on it. These should also have margin 0, padding 0. display inline. Not what I want. Come up here, tile grid. They have no width to them now. Hang on. Sometimes I find, yeah, UI nightmare for sure. Tile row. Display inline. If I turn this off. Maybe I do want to flex. Flex is always, doing flex stuff is, oh, there's nothing inside of these. Oh, the divs have nothing. Their width and height, shouldn't they have a width and height here? Why are these being ignored? Display inline prevents width and height from having an effect. Okay, so width and height is not what I want. Display, let's go with flex. And then I'm gonna tell it, let's change these to flex. And then I have to remember how flex boxes work. Oh, this might be exactly what I want, actually. Look at that. Those look pretty good. So I have this row here, and then they're all together, and then that row takes up as little space possible. Okay, that's okay. That looks okay. One thing we might want to do is like scale it up a little bit. These tiles are so small. I think I might actually just make the tiles. The simple thing might be to go through and make all the tiles bigger. But we'll see what happens. I forget. The tiles are tiny. 16 by 16 is tiny. We might have to scale it up. Can I do a transform scale 5 with this? There we go. I can just do a scale on it. Oh, that's sad though, because the grid takes up way too much space now. I want it to scale, but still take up the correct amount of space. That's too bad. That's too bad. Yeah, that's too bad there. We're gonna put an image on the inside of these. And the image is going to contain something. What 2D game are you working on? Good question, X. Good question. So I'm a computer science teacher. I teach computer science and programming. My students, their most recent project was creating a maze game in the console using C# that looks like this. So I have this, you'll notice in the console I have sort of like this grid here that the player moves around, and they encounter, it's tile based, they encounter these tiles. So if they step on a 1, an event happens. They can talk to the old man, they can leave. So this is the template. They made games like this, and then they have like these different numbers they can encounter. Their next project is going to be to translate it into a Blazor project. So take everything they've learned. They already have an existing game, and they're going to translate it into a web browser game using Blazor. I'm building the template for them to use. I'm building the template for them to use, so they don't have to do this code here. I'm going to provide all of this code for them, give them a template for doing it, and then I have to translate their game into this new set of API methods that I'm going to provide for them. So they've been doing it as a console project. Now I'm going to provide methods for them to do it as a web-based project using the same C# code or similar. They're going to learn how to use await and load sprites and that sort of thing. Yeah, so I hope that answered your question. Good question. Let me get the images displaying first. I really want, maybe I should make these IMGs. Maybe I should make these IMGs. This would just be images by default. Yeah, maybe I just make them images by default, and then we'll have a multiplier here. So for example, if I do this and just make them 64, refresh, just make them 64, they'll take up the correct, oh, that's interesting. Let me force a rebuild here. There we go. So I can just say that, okay, we're gonna have a grid that looks like this. Looks like this. We can also, they could just specify a different size and it'll automatically scale the tiles to the correct size if I make the image have a width and a height like that. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do for now. I suspect the aliasing is gonna get weird on it. The Baxter, welcome to the captain's crew. I'd like to welcome you, the Baxter. Thank you. Thank you for following me. Thank you for the follow, the Baxter. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a beautiful day. Welcome to Captain Coders Academy, my friend. Okay, so we have this. It's interesting, this slides back and forth. There we go. They're all like that. All right. So we have this. I want to tile grid here. Margin left, auto, margin right, auto. There we go. We can refresh. Come on. The CSS doesn't reload automatically, apparently. I thought it did. Or my brain just doesn't know. Oh, those things inside. Those things inside need to have an auto. So row, margin left, auto, margin right, auto. I want this to be centered. Why can't I? They're too wide. They're too wide. So the width needs to be, this is interesting. This is interesting. The tile row style width should be, can I do math here? Tile size. I won't be able to do that. Tile size. Let's do this. Public int tile size. Tile size style is just going to be tile size pixels. Like that. Tile size, we're going to set to 64. It's a little hacky. Public string grid size is going to be grid size style. Tile size times columns pixel. What don't you like there? What don't you like there? Cannot reference a non-stat. Oh, this should be a forward arrow. There we go. All right. So now we have the style here. So the width should be grid size style, and this would be tile size style. Tile size style. There we go. So now it's centered. I just needed to be able to tell it this internal row needed to know how big it was so it could center itself on the screen. Like that. So now, regardless of the size of my window, that grid will always be centered on the screen. Like that. So now we have that grid. Let's see if we can get, let me do a commit here and save my changes. Git status, git add, what we've done here, git commit -m chore implement basic tile grid style. So I have a basic tile grid, and what I want to do next is I want to make it so that way I can call set tile here. So sort of I'm going to end up writing something here, but I want to be able to set the image in the actual source of each image in here. And I could be a little bit lazy about it, I think, but we're gonna try it. I'm gonna see how bad it is. But the idea being, this is driving me crazy. These pop-ups here. Tile grid. Found markup element with unexpected name tile grid. If this is intended to be a component, it should see. It's like not correctly identifying things in here. I might need to switch to VS Code. Oh my goodness, stop. Let's add a reference. I did free code camp. Maxwell, good question. Good question. I had a few learn C#. Here are the resources I usually recommend. So if you're brand new to programming, I have, and you don't mind a book that's targeted for young students, I have a workbook that I'm creating here. It needs a little bit of updating. The newest version will be out in January. This is .NET. Is this for you? I'm trying to do this is just C#, and .NET. Yeah, this is very basic stuff. So if you already have a basic understanding of coding, this website probably won't be super helpful for you. But if you don't mind spending, I think it's $35 now. This book is absolutely fantastic. I recommend it. This is the book that I essentially learned C# from, and it was the writing, the author's great. It covers some really deep C# stuff. It goes pretty in depth. I really, really love this book. It is $35, so it's not free. If you want a free resource, this C# course is called The Yellow Book, is also pretty good. Rob Miles' Yellow Book is pretty good. Free. It's starting to be kind of dated. It's like 5 years old at this point. So it's a little bit dated. So I'm getting to the point where I might not recommend it, but it goes in deep on C# specific stuff. And then also Microsoft's Learn is a great way as well. Microsoft Learn .NET. There's some great stuff for it here. I don't know if you've done any of their tutorials here, but they have some great stuff for learning .NET in general, not just C# but .NET stuff here. It had nothing to do with Unity. The free code was basically Microsoft. Gotcha. I am a big fan of books. I'm gonna recommend the C# Player's Guide. Fantastic book. It never really went over function, but it really literally never went over functions or anything past. Yeah, get the C# Player's Guide. C# Player's Guide is gonna be an awesome reference for you. Tile grid. If you want to go into that. And then the level, I don't know what static is. Gotcha. Yeah, C# Player's Guide is going to teach you everything you need to know. 10 out of 10. Donnie Hostillo, absolutely. 10 out of 10. I would even give it like a 12 out of 10. The author is active. The author has a Discord that he's active on. Lots of people there. You can ask questions. Tile grid. So we're going to have this tile grid here. And basically, after the first render, I want to go through and set I'm going to have to switch because this is driving me crazy. I don't know what this is complaining about. Semantic handle request async. 1 second. I might be able to fix this by just exiting VS Code and reopening. It might just need to restart the engine there. I think it's because I changed to a .NET 8 project and then back. And so it's just confused. So it started on .NET 7. It was on .NET 7, switched to .8. I think this might be what's going on with it. I hope so. No. Maybe it went away. All right. We're going to come in here. Hopefully this will stop driving. No, it's driving me crazy. Tile grid dot set tile, and for now I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna say set them all to tile 0000.png, and I need to give it the full path. Kenny Dungeon / manage extension. Can I just disable you I don't want you to be completely disabled. I just want you to stop this madness. I just don't know Visual Studio well enough to switch to it just yet. Oh, I'm gonna lose my mind. .NET watch run. It's gonna make me crazy. Index line 32. We're just gonna have to semicolon here. We're just gonna have to ignore this and go with errors in the terminal. Index line 32, comma 20. Oh, I need to give it more. Let's go 0, 0. To get that first tile set, let's do a for int row equals 0, row less than 5, row plus plus. For stop int call equals 0, column less than 5, call plus plus. and loop over row and column, row, column, like this. I am missing an actual curly brace here. And I should put this in a method called render. Zulu, welcome back. Welcome back. I hope you're doing beautiful well, my friend. Zulu Charlie. Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back. Welcome back. All right. So we got this going. I need to get my component here. Actually updating the source of these. So I am wondering if I can get a reference to... My hack is to create an ID. My hack is to create an ID based on the row and column. ID, row and column. So this would be tile underscore row underscore call. Oh, it won't let me do that. Let's do this. Public string
Seems
ID
good.
is going to be tile. Oh, we doesn't know it's row and column yet. Everyone, look, it's my 900th follower, Zulu Charlie. Zulu Charlie. Yeah, nice. How was your feelings on Advent of Code day 4? I really enjoyed this puzzle. I really enjoyed the puzzle today. Can I call a method here? I'm pretty sure I can. ID. Int. And then we'll give it row. Oh. Can I do this? Can I do this? Public void ID int row int call string return tile row call. Call doesn't exist. Call I can do that. Okay, so now each one of these should have an ID, so I can reference it by its row and column now. And I should be able to set the element inside. And so I think I'm just gonna write in, this is my quick hack here. I could do it all in C#, but I'm gonna do a quick hack here in my JavaScript. Here, I'm gonna add a function in JavaScript that basically lets me set tile at, and so we're gonna do this. I don't have to do this. This is gonna be src. I'll do file path, file name, row and column. So I'm just gonna mimic the row and column here. So it says no spoilers, please. I'm behind. Gotcha. I was still stuck on part 2. Maxwell says, got to get 3 days worth done tonight. Gotcha. I believe in you, Zulu. I believe in you, folks. Did you know? If you want any help, or you want to chat about the puzzle so far, you can join our Discord. And we also have a leaderboard going on. And don't think of it as a leaderboard of, this is just for fun to see how people are doing. Don't let this stress you out and try and compete. But we do have a leaderboard that you can join. Where's my leaderboard code? I think it's in the WAT text. Let's do the WAT text real quick. Yeah, so you can join using this if you want to get on here, just to share with the community where you're at on it. Smab's killing it, by the way. But fun stuff. So join the Discord, share your solutions. If you get stuck and want a little bit of help, you can ask for a little bit of help. There's a spoilers channel and a no spoilers channel. So you can ask for hints, that sort of stuff. All right, so the set tile, we need an ID in here. We need an ID as well. So this time we're gonna take an ID. Can you be on multiple leaders? I believe so, but I have no idea. I honestly don't know. I'm not on multiple. I believe you can because this URL has the thing. Does it earlier, that's all. Yeah, Smap does it. We could even switch, so like apparently you can change how it's scored, but I'm just gonna leave it on the default. I'm pretty sure you can be on multiple leaderboards. Art, welcome to the stream. Welcome back. Nice to have you here, my friend. Yeah, we're building this for my students' final project. And really, we're gonna do element equal document.get element by ID, and we'll do id.src. Oh, we don't even need a row and column. We don't, I guess, you know what? I can take in a row column here, and then the ID becomes tile underscore. I'm gonna have them pass the ID anyway, because I might change how I do it in the code there, and it'd be easier for me to do this. So we're gonna take an ID and we're gonna set the source to file name like this. So I'm gonna write this, and we're gonna make a call out to this JavaScript here. But yeah, Art, we're doing a 2D, go away index. I know, it's killing me. It's killing me. I don't know why it's doing that. It's making me nuts. Let's look at my index again, actually, so we can do the interop. Oh, I was doing it on my dialog. We're gonna do this. This lets us call JavaScript directly from our code here. But Art, how have you been, folks? If you guys want to see a fantastic programmer, Art Berkless is also a streamer, incredible streamer. He's making a game called The Warlock's Gauntlet. Check this game out, really, really cool. It is a first-person hack and slash retro game in the style of Doom, Heretic, Hexen. So fun, so challenging. Be sure to wishlist it on Steam. Be sure to follow Art if you want to see. He not only is he making this incredible game, he's making it. He's making the engine for this game from scratch in C++. Incredible human being. We love having you, Art. Yeah, so let me tell you about this a little bit. So my students' the most recent projects my students have done. The most recent project my students have, I'm gonna let this video finish and I'll show you. But my students made a 2D, we're calling it Maze. Oh, I closed that. Let's open this up. Start implementing music, very cool. Temp maze examples. So my students had their most recent project was to create a 2D based, it's kind of like Rogue. Here's the base project I gave them. They've been working on it for 4 weeks. They've been working on this for 4 weeks. They have finished their projects, and so their next project is going to be to turn this. So check it out here. I'll zoom in a little bit. So they've created a grid-based game that in the terminal base using ASCII, so they can move around to the arrow keys, move the character around, and then there's events, so they have different symbols on the map, and depending on the symbol, different things happen. So if we speak to the old, and this causes different events to occur. The wall here, just basically they can't move through the walls. So those are special tiles. When the player's position is equal to a tile, an event happens. In this case, the event for hitting this is just do nothing. The event for hitting 1 causes this old man thing to happen, and they move around the map and encounter the event. Their assignment had like a handful of different challenges for doing things like making the map bigger, adding in an enemy, adding in a trap. But they were required to add like 9 new things to it. So I gave them this base project and then said, make a maze, make a labyrinth, make a dungeon, whatever you want to call it, and have fun with it. And so their final project is to translate. I'm building a small little engine, so to speak, lack of a better word, a small little framework. Framework's a better word, for them to do the same thing, but in the web. And so I'm building that out now. We're putting together our tiles right now, making it so that we can set the different tile images. And I was just stealing this here. I wrote a little JavaScript to make it so that we can call the JavaScript function. And then we're going to invoke that function. We're going to invoke the function when we call set tile. It invokes this tile at function. Tile at, and the tile new object, the parameters. So this is the parameters here. The parameters of the JavaScript function taking the ID. So we're going to give it an ID here. The ID is based on the row column that was passed, and then the image is the image name here. So I'm hoping Yes, that's exactly right, Art. They've done only console terminal-based stuff, so their final project, I want to give them the ability to do some graphics. A lot of them have been dying to do it. So this is a taste of the second class that they can take. So this is the Intro to C# class that I teach. They just did this project, and the very last project, I'm having to do a little bit of something in the web browser, but not explaining everything to them. Just giving them sort of a framework here, because next term I'm teaching a class called like projects in .NET. Projects in .NET. And so if you've taken my intro course, this is going to say, we're going to do more things like this in the next class. We'll do more things like this in the next class. Let's see if this worked. It doesn't seem that it actually did anything. The console.writeLine set tile image name. Am I actually calling this? Is a question I have column. So my question is, am I actually calling this? It doesn't look like I'm calling it. Do I have an error in here? There it goes. It's calling it. Okay, so it is calling it. Oh, I bet I need to, after I call it, I bet I need to do mark state has changed. State has changed, because I'm changing it in JavaScript. This is interesting. It's also possible, oh, ID, sorry, element.source, there we go. That's part of it. Console.log L. Console.log, did I actually modify anything here? Refresh. It is set tile. It's not actually calling this. Set tile at console.log setting tile. What is going on here? I'm trying. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Force you to reload. My method isn't being called, and I don't understand why. It's not being called. Let me try completely shutting down and rebuilding. I modified this JavaScript file, so my guess is that the script.js file isn't being reloaded. My guess is if I were to go look at the sources here, script.js, yeah, my script.js hasn't been reloaded, and so I need to actually do a hard reload. Empty hard reload. There it goes. It wasn't loading. Yeah, so I had to do a hard reload. It wasn't loading this in here, so it wasn't cached. So a nice little thing here. Nick over on YouTube, thank you for being here. Spares me the time with Twitch ads. Nick, I'm not an affiliate. There should be no ads on Twitch. If you're getting ads on, does anyone get ads on Twitch on my channel? If you get ads on Twitch on my channel, please let me know, because I'm not an affiliate on Twitch. There should be no ads on Twitch. If you're on my channel, there should be no ads. But let me know if that's not true. Okay, so my image is just listed incorrectly. I've specified the wrong image. Let's go back to my index, which is gonna start having all these crazy pop. Kenny Dungeon, it should be tiles / Kenny Dungeon. Where is it? Hang on. Tiles / Kenny Dungeon. What is the property here? hard reload. Oh, always. It didn't reload. Or it says, I didn't get any, but I can't remember if I have before. I shall be more vigilant in the future. Gotcha. Maybe I'm confusing things. My bad. Twitch. Look, Twitch ads can be really rough. Okay, so I think we got all the tiles here. Let's test it out. Made any game called Rogue? Ever made a game called Rogue the Rogue? I'd be surprised if no one's made a game called Rogue the Rogue, but I am not aware of one. Let's have... So we should be able to set each of these individually now. 0, 1. Let's go with 0. It's gonna be the end of me. It's gonna be the end of me here with this madness. Let's just test those two. I want to make sure the different images is tile. Did this actually change it? 0, 1, 0, 0. Why didn't it reload? Rouge the Rogue. Is it Rouge? Fran! Welcome back to the stream, folks. You guys know Fran, incredible streamer, 3D artist, CG, computer graphics, incredible artist. Go check her out, folks. We love her. There is a Rouge Rogue, says Nix. Nix, I don't, the restream, it's not forwarding messages from YouTube to Twitch for some reason, but I'll try and say them when you say them. Nick over on YouTube says there is a Rouge and Rogue game. All right, there we go. So it does do it. I wonder if I can turn off anti-aliasing scaling. It's a problem I'll have to think about later. Let's see, CSS scale, no, let's see. HTML image scale, no anti-aliasing. Can I do that? Even without anti-aliasing. The canvas documentation. So if I did it in canvas, I might be able to. Canvas. Maybe I should do it that way. But yeah, it looks like it's gonna automatically stretch it without canvas. Without canvas. How to enlarge image without anti-aliasing using free software. I want to do it with HTML. CSS, it looks like you might be able to do it. I'm going to look into it a little bit more. We're going to have to, we'll stay tuned. We'll stay tuned on. Yeah, Fran used to be the unexpected game dev, but switched recently to Fran 43CG. We love ourselves some Fran. Okay, so what I want to do, so we can set these tiles now. Let me go ahead and do a commit here. Get status, get add. Get commit -m chore, I should call it feature, implement simple. Hang on, get rid of these comments. I'll leave that in there like that. Get commit -m chore. Implement set tile with JS intro. What did you think of GPT-4? What do you think of GPT-4? I think there's some cool things with GPT-4. I don't think GPT is great at programming, but it's great at trying to have a little bit of a dialogue. Krasenstein, welcome back to the stream. Deck building game's going all right. I haven't worked on it in a few days. November I kind of took off. I did make some art. I have a little bit going on. I'm not working on that right now. We are working on creating a grid-based game for my students project right now. But yeah, looking forward to doing it. Yeah, my personal feelings on GPT-4 is there's some really cool features in it. I really like that they are setting it up so you can do making it easier to do customized GPT models. Chat.openai here. Let's log back in. Give me a second here. I'm gonna log in. Continue with Google. Give me a second. Agree. I haven't used it on this account in a while. Oh, I don't have plus on this one. I can't show you right now. Actually. I think there's some really cool stuff going on in it. How is Worlds of Grimm going? How's World of Grimm going, Crass? Grassenstein just had a successful Kickstarter campaign. Doing Worlds of Grimm. Is it World of Grimm or World of Grimm? I know that shout out link's a little bit old, folks, but be sure to check out World of Grimm deck building card game. Awesome stuff going on over there. Excellent streamer, excellent community. I haven't seen you stream in a while. Have you been not streaming recently, Crass? But check out that card game. It looks awesome. We're making a simple, I'd call it a dungeon crawler type thing. And microtransactions are 100% in for stream. Gotcha. Networking is in. That's incredible. Do we have a build that I can check out at some point? All right, folks. I think I got to wrap up here. Getting close to my work. I got work here in 45 minutes. So I got to get to a meeting here in 45 minutes. So I just did a commit, get status. Well, let's go ahead and push this up. This code is available on GitHub. Feel free to go check it out. But I do have to hop off here, folks. I got to get going. We're going to find someone to raid real quick. And then I got to get out of here. I will be back tomorrow for day 5 of Advent of Code. Don't forget to check us out on check us out on Discord. Got a lot of cool stuff going on. Don't forget to check us out on Discord. Hop on there, share what you're doing. We love knowing what you're doing. We'll be back for day 5 Advent of Code. Day 4 is complete. Don't forget, you can hop in. You don't have to do these every day as they come out, but it's fun to don't even have to finish them all. Do your best. Great way to practice things you've known. Also, if you want to support Captain Coder's Academy, feel free to do so on Ko-fi. Some cool stuff over there. Check us out if you want to. Some great stuff. Great options to hop in over here. Awesome community. I love you guys very much. I'm gonna get going. We're gonna find someone to raid here. We are gonna go raid. Let's raid Tim Baudet. Tim Baudet. We haven't raided Tim Baudet in a while. Tim Baudet is creating another incredible developer. Tim Baudet's a full-time streamer. So let's give a shout out to Tim first. Tim Baudet. Be sure to give him a follow, folks. Incredible streamer, making his own game engine for doing a racing game, a 3D racing game. But we're gonna go raid Tim Baudet, everybody. As always, keep coding, keep growing, be the best you can be, and you're welcome back anytime. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.